everyone.
Hello.
It's J1, your comms director, and
Ivory, an organizer.
And
Hi, it's Amy.
with more enthusiasm, please.
Hi, it's Amy. I'm the deputy political director with UNIPA Nevada. Welcome.
So I'm gonna sit over there because you can't even see me. So today we are very excited because we have homemade food. Woo! And then we're also getting Chipotle for today's exciting debate watch party. So let me ask you ladies, what are you ladies excited about for tonight?
I'm excited for us to hear more from the candidates. I think it'll be really interesting to see how everything plays out because I don't think we heard a lot of policy the last time there was a debate, so maybe we'll see more
For
of that,
sure. And maybe we'll see some tweeting skills come out this time around as well.
Yeah.
And I think it's really exciting to hear from the Vice President and Senator Harris because we haven't really heard from either of them. I mean, I think we've seen a lot of media attention towards Joe Biden and President Trump, but we haven't really seen a lot of media attention directed to the vice presidents, but it's obviously going to be very crucial to the election this year. So what topics do you think will be the hottest topics?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know.
What do you think, Ivory?
Well, considering Kamala Harris used to work as a DA and in the police department, I'm interested to see if anything about police reform gets brought up, especially with her past work and stuff and the current political situations.
That's a really good point. Yeah, she was a former DA of San Francisco, and then she was an attorney general in California. So I think that topic is inevitably going to come up. I actually did some research on her before I came, and I found out that she launched this program to find all of to report all of the police killings. So I think maybe that's something she can highlight, which as an accomplishment that she has done. I think that like the presidential debate, obviously the topic of COVID-19 is going to come up. Yeah. So I'm interested to see what both of those candidates have to say about that as well.
I think it'd be really cool for Kamala Harris to bring up, especially in terms of COVID, Asian American businesses have been really disproportionately affected. So it'll be interesting to see if she talks about different communities and how they've been affected. So that will be interesting.
So it's going to start in, I think, approximately 10 minutes. Did one of you want to open up your laptop so we can watch the debate?
Yeah.
Or at least set it up. And then maybe we can show the food in the meantime. So today we brought some homemade food instead. And this is tteokbokki with ramyeon. Look at that juiciness. Yes. And then I made some Korean style egg toasts. So let's see if we could get a good shot of this right here. Some egg toast right here. And then we have some moon cakes because Autumn Festival just never ends, right? Look at these beautiful moon cakes. Look at this. Wrong way. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to plug in this. It's to the HDMI.
Yeah, where on this?
Oh, that I don't know. I'm not a tech person. So as we are solving our technical issues right now, Did you find it? We are still waiting on a couple more of our team members to join in, but I think it would be cool if everybody chatted in what they're most excited to see tonight. I think it's going to be an interesting one for sure. Does anyone know who's going to moderate the debate tonight? No? Maybe we should look that up. Who will be the moderator tonight?
Was that it? Really?
You're going to take a short break. Hi, everybody. We're back. Sorry about that. We brought our big banner, and we currently have live on C-SPAN. Is the sound working, or we just have it on mute for right now? Let me open this all up so people can see.
So maybe there's just no one talking.
Oh.
There's no commentary.
Oh, yeah. See, I hear the sound now. Yeah, you're right.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to highlight that our wonderful comms director, Jaewon, made homemade raboki and
Labuki.
Labuki. And labuki is actually like kind of like a fusion food, right? It's like not really.
No, I wouldn't say fusion because it's still Asian because it's ramyeon and tteokbokki.
So it's ramen, and it's what is tteokbokki?
So
Joanne?
tteokbokki tok means rice cake. Maybe I should sit over here again so that people can see me.
Look at how pretty.
Yes. So tok is rice cake,
Which you can
and
see
then
on the top.
tteokbokki is basically just spicy rice cake. It's a super popular dish in Korea. So I decided to bring it. I hope the noodles are still okay because I cooked it maybe like 30 minutes to an hour ago. So why don't we start munching on this while we're waiting? Oh, I just realized that I'm blocking our wonderful sign, so I'm going to sit over here. Is it not working? If anything, we can just have your laptop and listen to your laptop. So excited to eat. And let me show all of you a close-up of the tteokbokki. So I don't think it's that spicy, maybe because I grew up eating it, but Amy's the baby, right, with tteokbokki?
Right. No need to shame me, okay? Trying my best. I'll just try my best.
About to start in 2 minutes. You like spicy food? Good, good. It's okay. Let's just watch your laptop instead. You had it. That's weird.
There you go.
I think I'm gonna open
I think
up
it
all the
plugged in
food
now. So the
here.
thing lit up.
You got it?
The thingy came on, like it lit up.
Remove this.
Okay, I guess. We had it, but I guess.
It's okay.
Okay, now if I'm gonna turn on the computer.
It's not playing on your computer? Oh, I hear sound.
Just restart my computer. I'll try that.
Yeah, because since there's no sound in your computer, that might be why there's no sound on the.
I was hearing sounds from, I think it was the moderator though.
I'll just try again. Just
Have some tteokbokki.
yeah, I'm so excited. When she told me she was making ramen, I was so excited.
Have you had Korean food before, Ivory?
Yeah,
What's your favorite Korean food?
I don't know. A lot of times I don't know like the names of foods because I
Okay.
just go to like Korean
That's fair.
barbecue or like Korean places with my friends and they usually order for me but I've definitely had Korean food a bunch of times. Mostly Korean barbecue though.
Mm-hmm. That's the most popular. I'm like
Yeah. I feel
so
like
shocked
everyone
at how
eats that.
big it's gotten. Like
feel
it's
like
like
I need
literally
to-
all over.
Yeah, I need to expand more.
Mhm.
I need to cook more just in general too.
Yeah. This is like the most cooking I'll ever do. And I can make cereal too.
Not cereal. I cooked a lot over the summer, but now I'm just like busy.
Over the summer?
Yeah.
Yeah, when
I-
everybody had their downtime, right?
Yeah, I was like into cooking then, and then when school started and everything, I was like, okay, I'll just put this in the microwave.
That definitely happens. So, do you think that Kamala Harris being the VP pick will affect your vote at all?
To be honest, no, because I kind of, at this point, like I was talking about earlier, I feel like I have like after seeing Trump's policies and stuff like that, I know well enough that I don't agree with a lot of his policies. And so, and you know, I don't agree with all of Biden's policies either, but I would say I agree with a lot of his policies a lot more.
Over Trump?
Yeah. And so it didn't have a big effect on me personally, but I know for some people it really did.
Yeah, because I think she represents both the Asian community and the African American community. So it's definitely monumental, and I think it's really going to be interesting how the race factor really turns out for the debates tonight. I'm really hoping that they talk about the Asian population, because it wasn't brought up in the last debate, and it's just not brought up a lot of the times in political debates. So I hope that they'll bring up the Asian population too.
I think, like, as far as like representation goes, I think that is like going to be a big positive thing about Kamala Harris being a VP pick, is that, you know, it's going to be inspiring to a lot of not only Black women but Asian women. She's biracial.
I saw it for a second.
Yeah.
Oh, we had it. Oh,
I think you might just have to fix the cord, because that's like usually what happens. But I think, like, as far as that goes, it'll be nice to see someone like representing not only women but like someone who's biracial representing minority groups. And so I think that is going to be a big factor just in like what that shows that like people can do, you know, as far as like just representation.
Right. It looks like my laptop's not charging right now either, so let me just make sure it's plugged in. Why is it?
This is a computer.
Oh, I see. This is unplugged.
Oh. Yeah.
There we go. There we go. Lots of technical issues today. We apologize. I think we should just start watching the debate on your laptop, Amy, so that we can just start commentating and start tweeting. Ivory, if you have any witty tweets as well, we can definitely tweet it out. Woohoo! I hope everybody is tuning in with us while we are watching this vice presidential debate today. Is there something wrong with the Wi-Fi here, maybe?
I was having a problem with the Wi-Fi earlier.
Good evening. From the University
got
of
it.
Utah in Salt Lake City,
So
welcome
this is
to the
happening in
first
Utah.
and only Vice Presidential Debate of 2020, sponsored by the Nonpartisan Commission on Presidential Debates. I'm Susan Page of USA Today. It is my honor to moderate this debate, an important part of our democracy.
There we go.
In Kingsbury,
let's not
Ohio
touch
tonight,
it.
we have a small and socially distant audience, and we've taken extra precautions during this pandemic. Among other things, everyone in the audience is required to wear a face mask, and the candidates will be seated 12 feet apart. The audience is enthusiastic about their candidates, but they've agreed to express that enthusiasm only twice, at the end of the debate and now when I introduce the candidates. Please welcome California Senator Kamala Harris and Vice President Mike Pence.
There they are. There they are.
Thank you.
Senator Harris and Vice President Pence, thank you for being here. We're meeting as President Trump and the First Lady continue to undergo treatment in Washington after testing positive for COVID-19. We send our thoughts and prayers to them for their rapid and complete recovery and for the recovery of everyone afflicted by the coronavirus.
Hi.
The two campaigns and the Commission on
We have one of
Presidential
our,
Debates have agreed to the
organizers.
ground rules for tonight. I'm here to
Thank you
enforce
so
them
much.
on behalf of the millions of Americans who are watching. One note, no one in either campaign or at the Commission or anywhere else has been told in advance what topics I'll raise or what questions I'll ask. This 90-minute debate will be divided into 9 segments of about 10 minutes each. I'll begin a segment by posing a question to each of you, sometimes the same question, sometimes a different question on the same topic. You will then have 2 minutes to answer without interruption by me or the other candidate. Then we'll take 6 minutes or so to discuss the issue. At that point, although there will always be more to say, we'll move on.
What
to
is
the
your
next
boba
topic.
order? I know that
We want a
your
debate
vote order?
that is lively,
I don't know.
but Americans also deserve a discussion that is civil. These are tumultuous times, but we can and will have a respectful exchange about the big issues facing.
Wonder if we should all just be sitting on one row.
Let's
instead.
begin with the ongoing
Yeah.
pandemic that has cost
Yeah,
our
we can
country.
turn it over
so
and then we
much.
can all sit over there.
Senator Harris, the coronavirus is not under control. Over the past week, Johns Hopkins reports that 39 states have had more COVID cases over the past 7 days than in the week before. 9 states have set new records. Even if a vaccine is released soon, the next administration will face hard choices. What would a Biden administration do in January and February that a Trump administration wouldn't do? Would you impose new lockdowns for businesses and schools and hotspots? A federal mandate to wear masks? You have 2 minutes to respond without interruption.
Thank you, Susan. Well, the American people have witnessed what is
Hello.
the greatest failure of any presidential administration.
Energy.
And here are the facts.
It just started.
210,000 dead.
Yes, we
people
are.
We mute ourselves.
in just the last
and no
several
one
months. Over 7
for
In the debate.
So we are back in programming, and we are doing a full-on mukbang. I feel like we should move the whiteboard over here. Whoops.
Yeah.
The way the camera's mirrored isn't
Kinda
flattering
heavy,
me.
so-
I'm upset.
No, yeah. I looked at it, so I was like,
Woohoo, okay.
Can we
Move it a little back. Sorry. Perfect. Okay. So, what are you most excited about for today's debate?
I'm excited to see how she defends herself against Pence. I feel like
live stream on YouTube.
anyway. No, I feel like Pence is actually pretty collected and cool, whereas Trump was kind of a mess.
Right.
So I think it'll be interesting to see the difference between like someone butting in all the time and being annoying versus an actual adult speaking.
Yeah, and we haven't really heard from both of them, like Mike Pence or from Kamala Harris. So I think the dynamic of both of them being on stage is going to be very interesting. I'm wondering if, like, a similar way how Joe Biden and Donald Trump, how they kind of butted heads. I wonder if that kind of dynamic is going to happen for tonight.
I'm hoping for it.
You're hoping for it? If it does happen, we have our Twitter. We're ready.
I'm praying on their downfall.
It's blue because we're gonna use Twitter. Oh, there it is.
Up there.
But when you say
Watch
what
the
the people
It's
have
like
done
a
over these
robot.
last 8 months hasn't worked, that's a great disservice. The sacrifices the American people have made. The reality, if I may.
Oh, already some
Yep,
interrupting
cut him
going
off. Cut
on.
him off. He don't deserve to speak.
Dr. Fauci said, everything that he told the president in the Oval Office, the president told the American people. Now, President Trump, I will tell you, has boundless confidence in the American people, and he always spoke with confidence that we get through this together. But when you say it hasn't worked, when Dr. Fauci and Dr.
It's fine. I didn't need to hear him anyways.
Burks and our medical experts came to us in the second week of March, they said if the president didn't take.
Oh, they have like the
unprecedented
glass
steps,
ceilings and everything.
shutting down
This is
roughly half
me
of
and
the
all my
American
homies go off the
economy,
census.
that we could lose two.
No glass
Me and all my homies registered to vote.
Huh?
Americans. That's the reality. They also said to us, if we did everything right, Susan, we could still lose more than 200,000 Americans. Now, one life lost.
But you didn't do it
is
right.
many, Susan.
You just gave up.
But the American people, I believe, deserve credit for the sacrifices that they have made, putting
You know when
health of
serial
their
killers
family
skin their
and their
victims?
neighbors
Remember
first,
their
our
faces?
doctors, our
Yeah.
nurses,
He
our
looks like-
first
Thank you, Vice
responders.
President.
Yeah.
And I'm going to speak up on behalf of what the American people.
Vice President, you were in the
front row in a Rose Garden event 11 days ago. What seems to have
We
been
got in the
a
sound.
event for senior administration congressional officials. No social
This is
distancing.
so good, J1. You're so
Few
talented.
masks.
Thank
and
you.
now a
I'm
cluster
apparently
of
talented.
coronavirus Cases among those who were there.
J1's talented.
How can you
J1's food is
expect
so
Americans
good.
to follow the administration's
You've had a
safety
couple of my
guidelines
food
to
before.
protect themselves from COVID? When you're at the White House.
If we're doing this, who's tweeting? That's the more important.
We're tweeting while we're
Have
watching.
demonstrated over the last 8
I feel like I should give this to you,
They were given
Amy.
the facts. They're
You still have the
really
login, right?
Families and their neighbors and people they don't even know first.
If anybody has any good tweet ideas, comment it below.
People that, and their
We are
ability
a
to take that information.
creative, collective
And put it into
organization
practice.
willing to take
In a
advice from
highly
others.
J1, you should vlog.
When we were
I should vlog?
Yes,
Just doing this.
Americans a day.
Daily
We
vlog,
surge
registering
resources
to
from
vote.
Jersey, New York,
registering
New
to
Orleans,
vote.
Make sure to
Detroit,
subscribe, hit the
Colby,
bell for
people,
notifications.
Make sure
When
to
the outbreak in
comment
Sun
people
Belt
about the
happened this
census.
summer, again, Americans stepped forward. But the reality is, the work of the President of the United States goes on. A vacancy on the Supreme Court of the United States has come upon us, and the President introduced Judge Amy
Why does she look so
Coney
bad already?
At that, if I may say, that Rose Garden event, there's been a great deal of speculation about it. My wife Karen and I
I think
were
your
there,
guys'
and honored to be
Chipotle
there.
is here.
J1
Many
is
of the
leaving the
people who
building.
were at that event, Susan, actually were tested for coronavirus.
Now it's
And it was an outdoor
Evelyn and
event.
Ivory's vlog.
All of our scientists
Welcome.
regularly routinely.
Like, comment, and
The difference here is
If this
President
gets
Trump
200 likes, I'll
trusts the
finally shut
American
up.
people to make choices in the best
This
interest
gets
of their
200 likes.
health. Joe Biden
I'll flip
and
the
Kamala
screen.
Harris consistently talk about mandates, and not just mandates with the coronavirus, but a government takeover of health care,
Thank
the
you.
Green New Deal, all government control. We're about freedom and
I really
respecting
like
freedom
the
of the American
precautions they've
Let's
taken
talk
last
about
time. I feel like it was
respecting
too
American
willy-nilly last time.
You respect the
Screaming
American
at each
people,
other
it's
and
on
just
the
spit was
streets.
flying.
You
It's a
respect
miracle
the
by
American
getting
people and have the
coronavirus.
courage
Which we've
to be a
always
leader,
done.
speaking of those things that you
Yes,
may not
just keep
want
going.
people to hear, but they
If they're
need to
sitting,
hear so
I
they
feel
can
like
protect
it's less
themselves.
aggressive. When they're
But
standing,
this
it's like they're gonna.
administration stood on
Always
information
looks
that
like
if
they're
you
like
had
in a
as a
ring,
parent,
like about
if
to
you
like
had as a
box.
worker,
Alright, we
no,
got
you
the
didn't have
goods.
enough money saved up.
We got the
Now
goods.
you're
Like the
standing in a
boxing
food
kangaroos.
line.
I think you ladies should do an unwrapping of the food.
Of
An
the
unboxing.
administration that was
Unboxing,
unwilling to
Unboxing,
speak
yes.
the truth to the American people. So let's talk about
Welcome to my
caring
Chipotle
about
Hall.
the American people. The American people have sacrificed
Welcome to the
hearts and
Chipotle
lives
Hall.
because of the incompetence of this administration. It is asking too much of the people.
ASMR.
We
You
thought-
know, it is asking too much of the people. Look, if they would not be equipped with the information they need
I love this with the
to
weird
help
screen. I'm
themselves
freaking
protect
out.
their parents and
President,
their children.
Shit, this is large.
Average size.
Dr. Fauci, other experts
Also
say
average
that
size.
most of the people who can be
DoorDash me
vaccinated
up.
need to be
Chicken
vaccinated.
burrito with
But half of
cheese.
Americans now say they wouldn't take a vaccine if it was released
You
now.
send me your thing too later.
If the Trump administration
Yeah,
brings a
already
vaccine
did.
All right,
before
that's
or after
fair.
the election,
I have some of mine too though.
take it and would you take it?
Here is
If
your
the
fork.
public health professionals, the Dr. Fauci,
I like to eat like a cereal killer and
doctors
like slowly.
tell us that we should take it, I'll be
So
the
you
first
should
one to take it.
explain what you got.
But it's Donald Trump.
So I think I got it for you,
I got the
but
J1 special.
the J1
Vice
special.
President Pence, there have been a lot of.
Sounds good.
From this pandemic.
I got a
In
steak
recent days,
bowl.
the president's
Yes, make sure you go up to the camera when you show your food.
of the job.
I'm used to
It's
it.
a burrito's so boring to show.
That's our second topic
They're
tonight.
so big.
It looks like a
The wall.
Chipotle
I know we
burrito.
have to cut it and show like
The
the
cross
opening.
section.
One of you
Yes.
will make
Oh, I
history
got
on
16
January
notifications
20th.
on
You will
Instagram.
be the
What did I
vice
do?
president to
What
be
did you do?
82nd president of the United States. Donald Trump will be 74 years old on inauguration.
Okay, ready?
Joe
Oh,
Biden
some
will
random
be
girl.
78 years
Here's
old.
my
Yes, yes. Show it
steak. Let me not spill it all.
all over my laptop.
Very much J1 attack.
Vice President Pence, have you had a conversation or reached an agreement with President Trump about safeguards or procedures when it comes to the issue of presidential disability? And if not, do you think you should? You have 2 minutes without interruption.
Well, Susan, thank you, although I would like to go back.
Without
I
interruption.
think we can move
Although I
on.
would like
Thank
to
you, but I would like to go back.
No,
because-
please interrupt me.
The reality is that we're going to have a
We need the
vaccine,
views.
Senator, in record time, in unheard of time, in less than a year.
Spice it
We
up
have
a little.
5 companies
That your
in
order, like,
phase
right
3
after.
clinical trial. And we're right now
Really
producing
multiple is the
tens
same
of millions of doses.
Yeah, it's just different
So-
forms.
The fact that you
What's Amy?
continue to
The burrito,
undermine
no
public
bread.
confidence in a vaccine,
I don't know.
if the vaccine emerges during the Trump administration, I think is unconscionable.
Just like,
And Senator, I just ask you,
The scientists are like,
stop playing
no.
politics with
the
people's
scientists are
lives.
like, we never said
The
that.
reality
We
is
never said
that
this
we
before.
will
I'm
have a
always trying
vaccine,
to
we
do
believe, before the end of this year. And it will have the capacity to save countless American lives, and your continuous undermining of confidence in a vaccine is just, it's just
Because don't you
unacceptable.
send it through
And let
text?
me also
How do
say,
you have confidence in
you
something
know,
that
the
doesn't
reality
exist
is when
yet?
you talk about failure,
This
How
man's
do you have
religious as
confidence
hell.
in-
we actually do know what
How do you
failure
have
looks like.
confidence?
in a pandemic. It was
It's a sentence.
How do you have
2009,
confidence?
the swine flu arrived in the
That was
United States.
Nothing else.
Thankfully, it was, ended up not being as lethal
So hard to
as the
listen to, honestly.
coronavirus. But before the end of the year,
If that man walked by my
when Joe
door, I
Biden was
would
vice
walk
president of the
Mhm.
United States,
If he was crossing
not
the
seven
street
and a
and I
half
was, I
million
would
people
walk the other way.
contracted the swine flu.
I would pull out my
60
like
million Americans
my little mace on my
contracted the
keys and I'd
swine
hold
flu.
it.
If the swine flu had been as lethal as the coronavirus, in 2009, when Joe Biden was vice president, we would have lost 2 million American lives. His own
They
chief
said
of
we just
staff,
did it under
Ron
yours.
Klain,
Any tweet
would say
ideas,
last
ladies?
year that it was
None that
pure
you
luck.
can tweet.
that they did everything
Well, what is it?
possible
We're just
wrong.
bullying him.
Yeah, I was like, I
We
said,
learned,
if Mike Pence walked by my door, I would
they
lock
left the
it.
strategic national
would
stockpile
lock it.
empty.
Lock
Lock the door.
They
it.
left,
If we were walking,
empty and
I'd
hollow
cross the
plant,
street.
but
I
we
would
still
cross it
learned
the
from
other
it.
way.
And I think the
Vice
American
President,
people, I'm gonna say again, can be
Vice
proud
I do have
President,
another
what we
funny
have done.
tweet idea for
And
you though.
Senator,
Okay.
It's not with the
Thank
debate.
you, Vice
stop
President.
undermining confidence in the vaccine.
Senator Harris, let me ask you the same question that I asked Vice President Pence, which is, have you had a conversation or reached an agreement with Vice President Biden about
No, why?
safeguards
Do you want me to put
or
on mute?
procedures when it comes to the issue of
the
so far.
American people.
We
And
are
after the 40
live
years that we have
tweeting
seen of Donald
as
Trump
we are
unifying
watching.
our country around our common values and principles.
Thank you, Senator Harris. You know, neither President Trump nor Vice President Biden has released a sort of detailed health information that had become the modern norm until the 2016 election. And in recent days, President Trump's doctors have given misleading answers.
You ladies are the show right now.
Questions about his health. And my question.
They're just watching me get beaten up by this burrito.
Is this information
I'll just dance in the
voters
background.
deserve?
Dance? Yeah,
Dance
you should
to
go
the
for
different-
it.
You like when people dance
Well,
To, like,
Susan, thank you.
words or like
Like interpretive
And let me-
lyricism.
yeah,
let me say,
interpretive dance to the
on behalf
debate.
of the
Interpretive
president,
dance. What kind of interpretation
lady.
would you get out of
I
this?
move we have
Nothing
By
yet.
the
They're giving us
alcohol.
nothing.
prayers
Me
and
until we stop
concern
sucking.
for the
Yes, Queen,
president.
give us nothing.
And I do believe it's emblematic of the
Come on,
prayers
there it
and
is.
the concern that have ushered forth for every
Oh my
American impacted by the coronavirus. But the care the president received
He talks
at
like the
Walter
voice
Reed
of the
Hospital,
DMV. That reads
the White House doctors was
The
exceptional.
voice of the
Oh my
DMV.
God.
And the
we died.
transparency that they practiced
It's like
all
the
along
next,
the
like,
way will
like
continue.
number
Like-
69.
The
That's
American
right.
people
Number
will
69.
to know about
Please
the health and well-being
Station
of the
It's a window
president.
number
and
6.
who
That's-
will be
I will
coming.
say, at least like
But I'm just extremely
it's
grateful.
not like
And
people
there's
talking over each other
more
like it
than-
was in the
more than-
presidential
That's what I
debate.
wanted. I wanted the
by the
excitement.
broad and
But I feel like
bipartisan
they haven't gotten
support.
into it.
Was it
yet.
And
excitement
Senator,
or was
thank you
it
and Joe
chaos?
Biden.
Chaos, but
I was excited by it.
chaos is entertaining.
I also want to
It
congratulate
was like a
you,
reality TV, basically.
as I
Right.
did on
Do
my
I want it
felt
for
like-
politics? Probably not.
No.
the
But, like,
historic
was it
nature of
entertaining?
the
I was
election.
embarrassed that that's the leader of the free world. Yes,
I never
but
expected to be on this
was a really
stage 4
interesting
years
hour.
ago, so I know the feeling.
I was eating it up.
The reality is,
Yes,
got an
give us
election.
everything.
before the American people, in the
nothing
midst of
at
this
once.
challenging year, and the
Give us
stakes have never been
everything
higher.
and
I think
nothing.
the
Thank you,
choice
Vice
has never been
President.
fixed.
I want to give Senator Harris a chance to respond to the same
It's
Where's
so
your
question, I asked,
happy
which is,
before
do
questions.
voters have a right to
She also
know
looks at the wrong
more
camera when she
detailed
says
health
it.
information about presidential candidates,
I
and
think she's
especially
looking
about
at
presidents,
the moderator
especially
instead of the
when they're
camera.
facing
Learn from Biden when he was looking at the
Absolutely, and
camera
that's why
directly.
Joe
Looks like
Biden
both of them
has
aren't
been
looking
so
at the camera.
incredibly
They're
transparent, and certainly by
They're
contrast.
both like adjusting the
Well,
moderator.
both of them are younger than the
both in terms of health
president
records, but
and
also
the
what's
presidential
with the taxes.
candidates.
We now know because of great investigative journalism that Donald Trump paid $750 in taxes. When I first heard about it,
more.
I
paid
literally
more for my
said, you mean
sorority
$750,000?
than the
And it was like, no, $750. We now know Donald Trump owes
I
and is
hate
in
that
debt
for
for $400 million.
I hate
And just
that
so
for me.
everyone is clear, when we say in debt, it means you owe money to somebody.
Damn.
And it'd be really good to know who the President of the United States, the Commander-in-Chief, owes money to, because the American people have a right to know what is influencing the President's decisions.
Oh,
And
that's
is
a
he
good
making those
It's like,
decisions
what
on the
is
best interest
influencing
of
his
the American
decisions?
people?
What is
of you,
influencing his decisions?
or some
Chat it down
persons?
below.
So,
It's like all 6 of you.
because it has to be across the board.
It's
Trump has
actually
been
8 people
incredibly
now.
transparent.
8 people are
Over
watching us
many, many
eat the
years.
cookie and
The one thing
sandwiches.
we all know about Joe, he puts
Burrito.
it all out. there.
Burrito, Chipotle. We have like a fusion going on
He is
here.
forthright. But Donald Trump, on the other hand, has been about covering up everything.
thank you, Senator Harris, I want to give you a
Like
chance to respond.
Friend's mom said
Well,
I'm
look,
really
I respect
comforting
the
and
fact
call
that
me baby.
Joe
Aw,
Biden
she
spent 47 years of
does.
his life. I
Like, you know, like
respect
when you
your
go to the store and
public
you get like,
service as
and they're like,
well.
what do you want, baby? I'm like,
The American
Thank
people
you.
have a
I
president,
needed this.
he's a businessman,
And you're the only person
job creator.
ever to
He's
get from me.
paid tens of millions of dollars in taxes, payroll taxes, property taxes. He's
DMV voice of
created
opportunity.
tens of thousands of American jobs. And the president said
Just
those
making us
public
sleepy.
reports are not accurate. And the president's also released literally stacks of financial disclosures the American
But
people
not his
could
taxes. Why have they been
review
doing his
just as
taxes
the
for like
law allows. But
ever?
the distinction here is that
Oh, I
Joe
tweeted it wrong.
Biden, 47 years
So I'm
in
gonna
public
retweet
service
it.
compared to
I'm
President
gonna
Donald Trump,
say,
who brought all of that experience
the
4
way I
years
paid
ago
Thank
more
you,
for my
thank you,
and
Vice President.
turned this economy around by cutting taxes,
That's all
rolling
Trump.
back regulations.
Why does
Thank you,
85
thank you,
cost
Vice
more than you?
President, fighting for free and fair trade, and all of
Thank
that's
you,
on
Vice
line
President.
How do
with
you
Joe
do that?
Biden
How do you pay so
and
low?
Kamala Harris.
You know, that's a good segue
Like,
into our
sort of,
third
like,
topic,
no.
which
Oh,
is
did not
about the
pay.
economy. This has
And
been
they're still,
another
like-
aspect of life for Americans. It's been
oh my
so
God,
affected
dropped.
by this coronavirus. We have a
There's
jobs
no-
crisis accruing.
You have to.
On Friday, we learned that the unemployment rate had
Gotta
declined to
pay the last
7.9%
semester
in
that I was-
September,
Mm.
but the job growth had stalled, and that was before the latest round of layoffs and furloughs
Like,
in the airline industry at Disney
everything that
and
happened during
elsewhere.
the protest.
Hundreds of thousands of discouraged workers
Yeah, I was
have
like,
stopped looking for
stomach
work.
hurts.
Nearly
It is around my
11 million jobs that existed at
It
the
did it.
beginning of the year
It did it.
haven't
And
been
also the
replaced.
vendors.
Those hardest hit include Latinos, Blacks, and women. Senator
The way I was
Harris,
so-
the Biden-Harris
Hmm?
campaign has proposed new programs to boost the economy and would pay for that new spending by raising $4 trillion
I like that.
in taxes on wealthy
Yeah, I had
individuals
a really
and
good one.
corporations.
They asked me
Some
about it.
economists warn that could curb entrepreneurial ventures that fuel growth and create jobs. Would raising taxes put the recovery at risk? And you have 2 minutes to answer uninterrupted.
On the issue of the economy, I think there couldn't be a more fundamental difference between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Joe Biden believes he
Biden looks like
measured
he's
the
looking
health
like in the
and the
crowd
strength of
for his
America's
mommy to be like,
economy
no, you're
He
based
looks
on
like,
the
like in
health and
Friends
the
when they like
strength
look
of
to the
the
camera.
American worker
in the
He's like-
office
and
when
the
they're
American
like,
family. On the other hand,
it's
you
like,
have
no one
Donald
agrees
Trump,
with you, sweetheart.
who measures
like-
the strength of the
I'm
economy.
gonna put this aside so people can see you.
Oh, sorry.
Let's see your
which is
imitation
why
of
he passed a
Pence
tax
again.
bill
Oh, and
benefiting
Friends
the
when
top
they like,
1% and the
and they
biggest
like look to the
corporations
camera,
of
or like,
America,
yeah,
leading to
what is it
a
called? Breaking the
$2
third
trillion
wall.
deficit that the American people are going to have to pay for. On day one, Joe Biden will repeal that tax bill. He'll get rid of it. And what he'll do with the money is invest it in the American people. And through a plan that is about investing in infrastructure, something that Donald Trump said he would do. I remember hearing about some infrastructure week. I don't think it ever happened. But Joe Biden will do that. He'll invest in infrastructure. It's about upgrading our roads and bridges, but also investing in clean energy and renewable energy. Joe is going to invest that money in what we need to
Hi,
do around
who's watching?
innovation.
Shivani.
There was a time when our country
Thank you for
believed in
tuning in.
science and invested in research and development so that we were an innovation leader on the globe. Joe Biden will use that money to invest in education.
Mm-mm.
So for example, for folks who want to
I'm
go to
watching the
a two-year
debate right
community college, it will be free. If you come from a family that makes less than $125,000,
What?
you'll go to a public university for free. And across the board, we'll make sure that if you have student loan debt, it's cut by $10,000.
Lost.
That's
On
how
the way
Joe
home or
Biden thinks
where?
about the economy, which is it's about investing in the people of our country as opposed to
Aw.
passing a tax bill, which had the
Aw, I'm
benefit
sorry.
of letting American corporations go offshore to do their business.
Thank you,
You're
Senator Harris. Vice President
Oh,
Pence, your
no.
administration has been predicting a rapid and robust recovery. But the
Find
latest
that out.
economic report suggests that's not happening. Should Americans be braced for an economic
Okay,
comeback
I
that
have
is
to
going
call
to
you
take
back.
not months,
Yeah, I'm
but a
meeting right now,
year
actually.
or more? You have 2 minutes to
Bye.
answer uninterrupted.
My mom got lost in the parking
When
garage.
President Trump and I took office, America had gone through the slowest economic recovery since the Great Depression. So when Joe Biden was vice president, they tried to tax and spend and regulate and bail our way back to a growing economy. President Trump cut taxes across the
For
board.
his buddies, yeah.
I was gonna
Despite
say
what
for the-
Senator Harris says,
For himself.
the average American family of four is like
You love
$2,000.
it.
I think everybody's entertained by
And
you ladies.
rising
The commentary
wages
said
occurred,
tax
Yes, I love
most
it.
predominantly for blue collar
For me, though.
workers.
He said, I would give you a
The average
tax cut.
household
For
income
me.
for a family of four increased
For
by
me.
$4,000.
Not for you.
Tax cut for the American
But
citizen.
America, you just.
Not
said
plural,
something
singular.
I'm the American
Yeah.
citizen.
Myself is not.
Joe Biden's generation tax. It's really remarkable to think. I mean, right after a time where we're going through a
Not the
pandemic
laugh.
that lost 22 million jobs at the height.
Just
We've
great.
already added back
Yeah.
11.6 million jobs
Are they?
because we had a president who cut taxes, rolled back regulation, unleashed
been
American
years.
energy, fought for free and fair trade, and secured $4 trillion from the Congress of the United States, to give direct payments to
The way she has
families,
her receipts.
save 50
The way
million jobs
she
through the
just says,
Paycheck Protection
no.
Program. We literally have spared no expense to help the American
Lowercase
family
red
and
heart.
American workers. through this.
Lowercase.
Joe Biden and Kamala Harris want to raise taxes, they want to bury our economy
Harris
under a
really
$2
said
trillion
no.
Green New Deal, which you were one of the original co-sponsors of in the United
Yes,
States
we-
Senate. They want to
Give us
abolish
nothing
fossil
and
fuels
everything.
and ban
Nothing and
fracking, which would
everything.
cost hundreds of thousands of American jobs all across the heartland.
She's writing
And
down.
Joe Biden
She's
wants to go back to the economic.
Do they have a
surveillance
notepad in
of
front of
China.
them?
When he took office, half of
Yeah,
our
I think
international
they're
trade
writing
deficit
notes.
was with China alone. And Joe
The way
Biden
she
wants to
looks at the
repeal
camera, like-
all of the tariffs that President Trump.
Okay.
put into
I don't think I've
effect
ever
to
seen
fight
like a
for American
sitting
jobs and American
like
workers.
presidential vice
Joe
I
Biden
know
president.
says
usually they
democracy's
look like
on
they're
the
like
ballot.
in a boxing
Make no
ring.
Yeah,
mistake
because
about
last
it.
time they were about to lunge at each other, and
The
also
American
Yeah.
economy, the
Kangaroo
American
fight.
And they're further
comeback is
apart from
on
each other
the
this time
ballot.
around.
Four
their
more years
president's
of growth,
icky.
Thank you.
opportunity,
Icky,
4
they
more years
said
of President
No
Donald Trump.
fight.
2021
Thank you,
is
Vice
the
President.
biggest economic year in the history of this country.
Thank you, Vice President. Senator Harris.
Well, I mean, I definitely saw enough of it in last
know
week's
it was
debate, but I think
I don't
this
think
is
it's
supposed to
Is
be a
Shakira
debate
right?
based on
Yeah.
fact and truth. And the truth
She
of the
don't
fact
lie.
is, Joe Biden has been very clear, he will not raise taxes on anybody who makes less than
Don't lie.
$400,000
He's
But
a
going to
year.
repeal the Trump tax credit.
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking.
Ooh,
I'm speaking.
Mr. Vice President, I am speaking.
Smile.
Joe Biden said twice in the debate last week that he's going to repeal the Trump tax cuts. That was tax
Don't be
cuts that gave the average
disrespectful.
working family
To you.
$2,000 in a tax break every single year.
That is-
Senator,
That is
That's the math.
absolutely not true. That
is he
tax
only
bill-
cutting, is he only
Oh,
going to
so they
repeal?
do have a
all the Trump
notepad in
tax
front of them,
If you
huh?
don't
I
mind,
want
let
them
me
to. I want to see what it
we
says.
can have a conversation,
So
okay?
bad.
Please.
Okay?
Oh,
Joe Biden
she
will not
substitute
raise
teachered
taxes
him.
on anyone who
She
makes less than
substitute teachered
$400,000 a year.
Uh-huh.
He's been very clear about that.
She said,
Joe Biden will not
no,
end fracking.
Reinhardt.
He's been very
Look
clear
at that
about
teal color earring and necklace
Joe
match.
Biden
She really
is the
stepping
one
out.
who, during the Great Recession, was responsible for the Recovery Act that brought America back. And now the Trump-Pence administration wants to take
See how
credit
the pins are different?
when they
his face
when they
raises
rode the
for some reason.
coattails of Joe Biden's success for the economy that they had at the beginning of their term. Of course, now the economy is a complete
We got
disaster.
energy no matter what.
But Joe Biden, on the one hand, did that. On the other hand, you have
Red
Donald Trump,
ties.
who has reigned over a recession that is being compared to the Great Depression. On the one hand, you have Joe Biden, who was responsible with President Barack Obama for the Affordable Care Act, which brought healthcare to over 20 million Americans and protected people with pre-existing conditions. And what it also did is it saved those families who otherwise were going bankrupt because of hospital bills they could not afford. On the other hand, you have Donald Trump, who's in court right now, trying to get rid of the Affordable Care Act, which means that you will lose protections if you have pre-existing conditions. And this is very important, Susan.
Yes.
And it's
we need to
important.
give, we need to
Oh,
give Vice
Susan,
President.
you
I'd
just got
like to
substitute
interrupt me,
teachered.
and I'd like to
Susan.
Susan.
Please, Susan.
If you have.
Come on,
I
Susan.
wish her name was Karen so bad.
Diabetes,
Karen,
breast
please.
cancer,
No, I feel bad for like all the
They're coming
Karens who like did nothing
If
wrong.
you
I
love
feel bad for the
someone
people
who's
of
a
color
Karen,
It's not
Karens.
them though.
Yeah.
Thank you,
We're
Senator.
like, you're Karen, but not
If you are
Karen.
under the age
But if you
of
are
26
Karen.
and
There
your
are
parents
people who
cover
are
it,
Like I would
they're
probably
not-
legally change my
Thank
name
you.
if my name
Let
was
me give you
Karen.
a chance to respond.
There
I would go by
are
some
Karens
Yeah.
and there are people who
Be like, my
have
name's not
been
Karen
named
anymore.
Karen. They are not the same.
President Trump and I have a plan to improve healthcare and to
I would
protect
like to see
pre-existing conditions for every
All men do
American. But look,
All
Senator
men
Harris,
running
you're
for
entitled
vice
to your own
president know how to
opinion,
do
but you're
is
not entitled to your own facts.
Look
You
like-
yourself said on
Look like
multiple
that.
occasions when
Be
you were running
racist,
for
lie.
president,
racist,
We're a
you
chastity
would
belt.
ban fracking.
interrupt women.
Joe Biden looked
Oh,
us
look at her
square in
writing
the
on her
eye
notepad.
and pointed and said,
She's literally just like, I hate him.
That's probably what she
It's
writes.
actually just
I
a
hate him.
venting journal so that she doesn't.
A venting journal.
Oh my God, I need one
She's
of those.
actually just venting.
It's just a relief journal.
Really wasn't that
It's actually
very
a stress ball.
different from the original
She's manifesting.
deal. More taxes, more regulation, banning fracking, abolishing fossil fuel, crushing American energy, and economic surrender to China is a prescription for economic decline.
Why do they
President
both
Trump
say
and I
China
will
like
keep
that?
America
China.
growing. The
China.
V-shaped recovery that's
Gross.
underway right now will continue with 4 more years of President Donald Trump.
Thank you very, very much,
I would
Vice
not.
President.
What do you
And
even make it
once
4 more years? Like,
provided
let's be
the perfect
really
segue
real.
to an
4 more years
which
that
is
I would like
climate
to
change.
not see.
And Vice President
Let's
Pence,
see.
I'd like to pose the
It's
first
like
question to you.
Me, November
I love
3rd.
that
and
Pence
it's
This year we've seen
You're not entitled to
record-setting
your own flag.
hurricanes
It's
in the
basically
south.
a twist
Another
November 4th.
Please let me
We've seen
in.
record-setting wildfires in the west.
Yeah, I can't.
Do you believe, as the scientific community has
Shoulda will
concluded,
drag me out.
that man-made climate change has made wildfires bigger, hotter, and more deadly, and have made hurricanes wetter, slower, and more damaging? You have 2 minutes.
Hurricane said what?
Thank you, sir. Well, first, I'm very proud of our record on the environment
So
and
what?
on
But
conservation.
that's
Bullshit.
According to all of the best estimates, our.
That was not us. That was not us.
Water
Hurricane
is
said
one
what?
in the world.
Mario
Just a little while ago, the president signed the Outdoors Act, the largest investment in our public lands. And
No.
in 100
See his
years.
pink eye?
So President Trump has made a
Huh?
commitment to conservation.
Left back. He has pink.
Now, with regard to
He's
climate
just-
I
change,
said,
He's
I
just
said
faded.
his
The
eyes
climate
look
is
really
changing.
red shot.
His
The
eyes do
issue
look really
is-
red.
That's what
What's
she
the
was saying
call?
earlier. It looks
What do
like
you
What
do?
happened when you kiss the
President
president's
Trump has
ass?
made it clear that we're going to continue.
When you
to
what?
listen to science. Now, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will put us back in.
Did he
that
lie?
I wish I wasn't deaf.
Impose
I
the
wish-
Did he
Green New
lie?
Deal, which would crush American energy.
Like,
would
I know
increase
what
the
Adderall
energy
is.
costs for American families,
I went to
their
college.
homes,
I went to
literally
college.
would
I
crush
went to college. I know
American
what it looks
jobs.
like.
And President Trump and I believe that the progress that
That's
we
me.
have made in a cleaner environment has been happening precisely because we have a strong free
So the
market.
planet is dying.
You know, what's remarkable is the United States has reduced CO2 more than the countries that are still in the Paris Climate Accord, but we've done it through innovation.
No, you haven't.
And we've done it through natural gas and fracking, which
Fracking is
Senator,
the
the
worst
American
ever.
people can go
Also,
look at the
didn't
record.
cut
I
like all of
know Joe Biden
funding
says
for most of
otherwise
the-
now,
yeah,
as
and
you
then
do.
government.
But the
Right.
both of you
No more
repeatedly
Paris
committed
Accord.
to abolishing
So,
fossil
climate
fuel
change?
and
I never heard of her.
fracking. And so by creating a kind of American
Climate change
innovation,
sounds fake, but okay.
we're actually steering toward a
He's
stronger
like,
and better
It
environment.
doesn't feel
With
hot
regard to
outside,
wildfires,
so the planet's not on
President
fire.
Trump
Thank
and I
you.
believe
It was
that
cold
forest
in the
management
winter,
has
so
to be
climate change
front
is
and
not
center.
real.
Even Governor Gavin Newsom from your state has agreed we've got to
It
work
get
on
cold
forest management.
sometimes.
And with
So you
regard
know
to
what, though?
hurricanes,
If we
the
sweep up all
National
the leaves.
Oceanic Administration tells us that actually as difficult as they are,
Thank you, Vice
I
President.
lost
there
my
are no
train of thought
more
because I bit into a
hurricanes today
tomato and I
than
was
there were
surprised. But
100 years ago.
Thank you.
But many of the climate alarmists use hurricanes and wildfires.
I would hate to be a moderator. That's like,
Thank you, Vice President.
honestly,
Thank you, Vice
being
President.
a moderator would be like being my friend because I just
Senator
interact.
Harris has
Probably all these
authorized
moderators, they, like,
co-sponsored the Green Deal
drink-
in Congress.
Drink till the night's
But
over,
Vice
like after
President Biden
moderating
said
these.
last
Like,
week
she's
that
just
he
telling,
does not
this is why I
support-
drink.
They probably need some therapy.
But if you look at the Biden.
I would
Harris
leave my husband
campaign,
because after
Leave my husband.
If anyone ever
You don't even have a
interrupted me
husband.
again, I would be like,
Somebody
I don't even-
find moderator therapy.
Peace.
Are they okay?
I'm gonna get
How is
married
Susan
and leave
doing? How is Susan mentally right now?
How's the last
First
guy?
of all, I will repeat.
I'm in a bad
And the
place right now.
American
Yeah, is
people-
anybody
Not physically,
caring
I'm just
about
a
Susan right now?
moderator.
Will not
I'm just
stand
in the
practice.
US.
That is a
Susan
fact.
matters too.
I'm in a
That
bad
is a
place right now,
fact.
not mentally, just I'm.
I
If
will
you're Susan,
repeat
hit me up.
That
I'll
Joe
help you.
Biden has
We'll
been
help you,
very
Susan.
clear
Free therapy.
that he thinks about growing jobs, which is why he will not increase taxes for anyone who
Let's see
makes
some of
less
the
than
comments.
$400,000
We
a
have
year.
Palmer.
Kind of hope
We
they
do.
bend
Joe
for
Biden's
it.
economic plan, Moody's, which is a
Lead to
reputable
better
Wall
environmental
Street firm,
policies.
has said will create 7
Also, it looks like
million more
Phil,
jobs.
Lorenzita,
than
and
Donald
Natalie
Trump.
are.
And part of
chiming
those
in.
jobs that
Who's
will be
Phil?
created
Is
by
that-
Joe
Phil
Biden
is
are
Natalie's
going to
boyfriend.
be about
Hello,
clean
Phil.
energy and renewable
Phil
energy.
is a active
Because you see, Joe
active member of
that
our
the
organization.
west coast of our
Shout out
country
to
is
Phil.
burning.
Yes,
Including
shout out to
the
Phil.
state of
You know,
California.
Yes, Phil was the
Joe
star of
sees
last night's
what
show. I
is
don't know if you
happening
ladies watched
in the
last
Gulf
night's show.
states,
You get
which are
the
being
chance,
battered
go on
by
our
storm.
Facebook and you can
Joe
watch.
has seen
last
and
night's
talked with the farmers in Iowa.
Shout out to
Whose
Bill.
entire
Shout out
crops
Phil.
have
All
been
my homies
destroyed
say
because
Hey.
of floods.
He replaced
Lorenzita
And so
said,
Joe believes
Susan, are you
that
okay?
both
Do you
sides.
really need
I'll
help?
tell you something, Susan. I started when I first got
I don't think Susan is okay.
Unfact.
Is
that
anybody
committee that's
protecting
responsible
Susan?
Sometimes
for
Eric still brings it up. He'll be like, "How's Strawberry?" And I'm like,
took
He helped
the
you
word
Strawberry?
Yeah,
science
he would
off
help
the website
Not the recruit your ex for me.
and then took the phrase climate change
Because back
off
then it
the
would work.
My
website.
ex was my
One thing
narrative.
for us,
We have seen a
EPA
pattern with
used
this
to have a
administration, which
climate
is they don't
change
believe in
and
science.
APR
And
community
Joe's
on their
plan
website.
is about saying we're
These
gonna
fuckers
deal with
took
it,
it
but we're also gonna create jobs.
I had to go
Donald
and
Trump,
find
when
one
asked about the
time. I
wildfires
sent
in
to you.
California,
Remember I
and
sent
the question was, the scientists told
Yeah.
us, you know what
Were
Donald
you
Trump
live
said?
tweeting?
Science
Yeah.
doesn't know.
It's okay.
So
Julie was.
let's talk about who is prepared to lead our country over the course of the
You know what?
next
It's okay.
4 years
Strawberry just
on what
whiter
is
than
an
white.
existential threat to
No,
us
she
as
said-
human beings. Joe is about saying we're gonna invest that in renewable energy, it's gonna be about the creation of millions of jobs. We will achieve
You
net
know what that happens
zero
when you're like
emissions by
gay.
2050, carbon
He said
neutral by
that's fair.
2035.
He did
Joe has a plan. This has been a lot of talk from the Trump administration, and really it has been to go backward instead of forward. We
If
will
you
also
heard that,
be
you
into the
didn't.
climate
If you heard
agreement
that,
with pride.
Senator Harris just said that climate change is an existential threat.
What's that
Vice
one gay
President,
guy
do you
from
believe
YouTube
climate
that like is
change
now
poses
super
an
anti-gay?
existential threat?
Low Anthony.
As I said, Susan, the
Virgin
climate is
Pants.
changing.
Pants,
We'll
what's
follow the
the
science. But
Please
once
don't
again, Senator
No, I'm
Harris
afraid.
is denying the fact that they're going to raise taxes on every American. Joe Biden said twice in the debate last week that on day one, he was going to repeal the Trump tax cuts. Those tax cuts delivered
Kamala
$2,000
Harris is the
in
dying
tax relief
usual
to the average family for across America. And with regard to banning fracking.
He's me when we're having a conversation with me.
I
I'm like,
love that.
So am I okay? No, like I'm just turning back to something else.
First Senate
The TikTok
Green New Deal.
Look at this,
While
the
Joe
face
Biden
your
denied the
mama
Green New Deal,
makes
Susan
when
Collins
you tell her
declared
all about the
the
white
Green
friend's
New Deal is
house.
on their campaign
Oh my gosh.
When I would tell my mom, they
And
have
as
like
USA
5 different
Today
boxes
said,
of cereal
it's
open.
essentially the same plan as you co-sponsored with AOC when she submitted it in the Senate.
Why do they hate AOC
And you
so
just
much?
heard the
Like,
senator say that she's gonna resubmit America to the Paris Climate Accord. Look, the American people have always cherished our environment, will continue to
Is that
cherish
like
it.
gonna
We've
open my
made
mouth
great
that wide right
progress reducing CO2 emissions through American innovation
I
and
thought about it.
development of natural gas through fracking. We don't need a
Every time I
massive
think fracking, I'm
$2
like-
trillion Green New Deal that would impose all new mandates on American businesses and American families. Joe Biden wants us to
It looks like my
retrofit
ex-boyfriend's
all
dad.
union
Thank you,
American
I'm uncomfortable with
business
the
buildings.
we created in the
It
studio
makes no
today.
sense. It
It's
will cost
very
jobs.
heterosexual.
President Trump
Thank you,
put
President.
America first. He's going to put jobs first, and we're going to take care of our environment and follow the science.
Thank you,
President.
It looks like he's being like
Let's
held
talk about
hostage.
that.
Like, you know, when they hold you hostage and then you have to say that.
Earlier referred to as part of what
Say
he
that I'm
the
Republican administration
the
made
president's
Pence
trade
say
war
that he
with
believes in
China.
climate change,
You lost.
even though
that
he
trade war. You lost it. What ended
Just so
up
they win.
happening is because of a so-called trade war with China, America lost 300,000 manufacturing jobs. Farmers have
She has
experienced
a little thing to
bankruptcy.
her voice. I don't know
because
what
of
to
it.
call it, but it's
We
like
are in a manufacturing
It's like
recession because of it. And when
She
we
sounds
look
like all my-
at where
all my
this
friends' moms sound
administration
like
has
that.
been, there are
All your
estimates
friends'
that by
moms?
the
Yeah,
end
she
of
sounds
the
like my friend's
term
mom.
of this administration,
Comforting.
they will have
I
lost
really
more
like the
jobs
woman who
than
Please
almost
tell your
any
audience.
other presidential administration.
There's a lot to unpack there.
You know.
It's like, so.
There's a lot.
There's a lot to
You know,
unpack
we
here
have
in
a
general.
20-year-old.
Why does his side of his head look like that? Oh my
Well,
god.
coming out of high school and college right
His
now,
skin
and
was
you're
really,
wondering,
really thin. You
is there
could
gonna be
feel
a
the
job
veins.
there for me?
You see?
We're looking
That's what
at
happens when you
people
don't
who are
live in climate
trying to
change.
figure
That's why
out.
I'm gonna use
how they're
sunscreen
gonna
2
pay
finger rule every
rent
day.
by the
His
end
left
of the month.
eye, it
Almost
looks
half
really
of
red.
American
That's what I was
Americans
saying
Yeah.
earlier.
are worried about whether
Everyone thinks he has
they're
pink
gonna
eye.
be
Like
able
if you
to
think
pay
the vice president has pink eye.
Comment down below why you
Comment
think
down
the
below.
vice
Comment down
president
below. Why
has
is Mike
pink eye.
Pence's eye red?
Question of the day.
I
Question
think
of
his
the
wife
day.
farted on his pillow. What do you guys think?
Thank you.
Let's think of all the possible
Vice
reasons
President,
why
something you
his
just
eye
said in 737.
might be
I
red.
think pink eye.
Well,
He cried too much.
I'd love to respond. Look,
I've gotten pink eye from crying. He didn't
watch
wash
the-
his hands.
trade war with
In a
China, Joe
pandemic.
Biden never fought it.
In a pandemic.
Joe
Hey,
Biden's been a
it's a hoax. It's
cheerleader
not
for
real. Don't be
communist
afraid of
China
it.
through over the last several
Whoa.
decades. And
Wait.
again, Senator Harris.
Phil was a very special
China
guest
fact.
for the Lord.
When Joe Biden was vice president, we lost
I don't know about my glasses
200,000
on. I don't know why.
manufacturing jobs. And President Obama said they were never coming back. He said we need a magic wand to bring them back. In our first 3 years after
They
we
may
took that
say
rollback
COVID, not
regulation,
pink
unleashed
eye.
American energy. This
True.
administration saw
Very true.
500,000 manufacturing jobs.
I'm reading the comments way too
And that's
late.
exactly
What'd
the
you
kind
say?
of growth.
Well,
we're
Lord,
They
seeing
may
in
say
our
COVID and not
nation
pink eye.
through
Thank you, Vice
this
President.
pandemic.
Every
The
single
Green New
Yep.
Deal, your massive new mandates, Paris Climate Accord, it's gonna kill jobs this round, just like it killed jobs.
I just-
Today, I can't do it.
My head emptied the thoughts.
Thank you.
Last night.
Joe Biden is responsible for saving America's auto industry, and you voted against it. So let's set the record straight. Thank you.
I'd like to talk
Period.
Well,
about
it's 50
China.
seconds.
We have as our next.
Everybody
topic,
says China weird.
We
Am
have
I
no more
tripping?
complicated
Like,
or consequential
Just
foreign
say it normal,
relationship
dog.
than the one
No,
with
all my
China.
homies say China.
It is a
Right.
huge market
They
for
weird me out.
American agricultural goods. It's a potential partner in dealing with climate change in North Korea. And in a video tonight, President Trump again blamed it for the coronavirus, saying China will pay. Vice President Pence, how would you describe
Do it on
our fundamental relationship with China? Competitors, adversaries, enemies? You have 2 minutes.
Thank you, Susan.
I
I love ASMR eating
Well, let me,
videos.
before I.
You like
leave that,
those
let me
videos?
speak to
ASMR
voting
stresses me out. I'm not
It
gonna
stresses
lie.
me out too.
Really?
Wait, okay, actually,
Everybody
no, you
knows
know
that
what?
Apple
I've been
costs
doing like
literally
ASMR, like where it's like
thousands of American factories to fund.
expose
We
myself.
saw
But it'll be
automotive
like
jobs go south
Hogwarts.
of where President Trump
It'll be
fought.
like
So what kind
Like
of
comedy.
ASMR do you like? Do you like the
It's like
ASMR like
United States
eating?
is still
no, it's like
Really?
ambiance. Like
That.
it's like the like
American people
it'll
deserve
be
to
like a
know.
fireplace
See, I think I
and
can
like the
listen to
rain.
like that kind of
That's what I
ASMR.
listen to.
I like it when they're going
Comment
in.
below. Do you like ASMR?
Like that video of the lady eating the pickle. Oh,
Okay, that was funny to me. It's not relaxing.
No, but I just liked it. It just like it tickled my brain in a different way. Like if you like
Always like
people
ASMR.
eating noises. Pence doesn't wash his hands after the. You know what Lauren's eating? He does it.
That's what I said.
Pence is the type to just like after peeing.
And
then go shake
his eyes red.
You know what? Like there's like been studies done that like most people do that. Like
Men. The way that there was only lines after the coronavirus at bars because guys were barely
More
brushing.
liberal than any of the others in the United States Senate. So
Let me
now
finish
with
chewing.
regard to China, look, Susan, first and foremost,
Susan.
China is.
This is
the
why I don't
biggest
like crime.
And President Trump.
Are you
is
ladies
not happy
okay?
about it. He's made it very clear, made it clear all around. China and the World Health Organization did not play
Susan,
straight with the American
why don't
people.
like cry?
Susan,
They did not
he
let
looked her
our
in the eye.
personnel into China
Susan.
She said,
to get
why don't like
information
cry?
Natalie does
from
not
ours
like
and to
ASMR.
remove
ASMR, oh wow. In Reno,
Yeah.
they do not fuck.
President Trump.
It's absolutely
Deal
cursed.
with
Yeah.
China from the
Maybe I
outside.
should move to Northern Nevada. It looks like the Northern Nevadans agree with me.
Where do I have to go to fit in?
Joe
Where
Biden's
somebody would chew
cheerleaders.
loudly.
I think
in
here
my
in
ear.
Vegas,
President Trump made that
you already
decision
fit
before
in.
the end of January to suspend all
Hello?
travel from China.
Oh,
And
let me go
again,
open for
the
you.
American people deserve to know Joe Biden opposed
Oh,
President
dang it,
Trump's
I threw my
decision
mask.
to suspend all travel
Damn
from
it, this is my
China.
problem.
He said it was hysterical. He said it
Thank
was
you, guys.
xenophobic. But President Trump has
Vice President,
stood
that's
up
your
to
time.
China. We're going to continue to stand strong.
Thank you, Vice President.
We want to improve the relationship.
Do you have your
with a
mask?
level playing
Yeah.
field.
Can you look at
Hold
Ashley
China
at the
accountable for
Yeah.
what they did to
Sorry,
America.
lost my
with the
mask.
coronavirus.
Thank you. Senator Harris, let me ask you the same question that I asked. the
We're
Vice
getting
President.
another guest.
How would you describe our fundamental relationship with China? Are we competitors, adversaries?
It's gotta be something
enemies?
crunchy.
You'll have
Oh, I
2
love
minutes
crunchy
uninterrupted.
ASMR. Phil gets it.
Susan, the
I
Oh, wait, I
cannot.
got some chips.
administration's perspective and approach to China has
This is for
resulted
you.
in the loss of American lives.
You have to go
American
closer to the
jobs,
camera.
and American
I'm sure he gets the
standards.
gist.
There's a weird
You're
obsession
natural.
that
You should be
President
a
Trump has
YouTuber.
had with getting rid of whatever
YouTubers that like make food ASMR have it the best. They get
was
paid to eat.
achieved
They get paid so
by
much,
President
and their
Obama
videos
and
never
Vice
get
President.
demonetized.
Because they're
For
not even doing
example,
anything weird, just eating.
They created within the White House an office that basically was responsible for monitoring pandemics. They got away, they got rid of it.
Some people do like really
Was
weird
a
ASMR
team
stuff. Like
of disease experts
Hi.
that
Hi.
President Obama
We're
and
live.
Vice President Biden
This is Ashlyn.
dispatched to China
Hi everyone.
we have
So
an extra
what-
member contributing
what-
today.
is now predictable and what might
I
happen.
opened your chips.
They
and
pulled them
didn't
out.
like
We now are looking at 210,000
So it's not as
Americans
rowdy as I
lost
was
their
hoping.
lives.
You can feel free
Let's
to
look
make
at
some
the
comments
jobs
to our
growth.
audience.
We mentioned
I've been
before,
going
the
crazy.
trade
Me
deal,
and Evan just
the
be
trade
both in
war.
It's gonna
They
be
wanted
something
to develop
crunchy.
with China. It
Me and all my homies.
resulted in the loss
I'm
of
gonna go
over
to the bathroom.
300
Open, right?
manufacturing
contributing today.
Oh my god,
and the
my brain
American
hurts.
consumer paid thousands of dollars more for goods because of that failed war that they called it. Then let's talk about Standing. Pew, a reputable
The
research
thought of
firm,
Trump being able to
has done an analysis that shows that
Keeps me up at night.
leaders
It
of
doesn't
all
sit
of
right with
our
my
formerly
spirit.
allied
It doesn't.
countries have now decided that they
Maybe
hold in
that's why I
greater
don't-
esteem and respect Xi Jinping,
I wonder.
the head of the Chinese Communist
Jinping.
Party, than they do Donald Trump, the President of the United States, the Commander-in-Chief of the United States. This is where we are today because of a failure.
I kind of want. I wish that Trump was like watching live, so we could like see it, like when they're on Mari and they have the dad in the back, and he's like,
in the
like, I would
role
like
of the
that.
United States in terms of global leadership
"Whoa."
over the past 4 years. And of course, times do change.
I want them.
What's your definition? We've seen strains with China, of course,
I know she would kick
as
his
the
butt.
Vice President mentioned. We've seen strains with our traditional allies. in NATO.
Take the earrings off.
What is your
Kill him.
definition of the role of American leadership?
I think that he's the type to
In
flip to be like,
2020.
you know, like a full body.
So, Joe is, I love talking with Joe about a lot of these issues.
Trump
And,
will have
Joe, I think he said it quite well. He says, foreign policy, it might sound complicated, but really it's relationships. So just think about it as relationships. And so we know this in our personal and professional
Did you
relationships.
ever watch Parks and Rec?
You gotta keep your word to your friends. Gotta be loyal
You
to your
think Joe
friends.
Biden
People
is,
who
like,
stood with you, gotta stand with them.
Does anybody have any meme ideas for our
And
social media following this vice
But what
presidential
I see
debate?
with Donald
Please
Trump
comment below if you have any
is
meme
that
ideas.
He has betrayed our friends.
My mom was like, he is such a good looking man. And I was like, that guy?
Embraced dictators.
Who's a good
around the
looking man?
world.
Joe Biden?
Let's take, for
Really?
example.
I mean, when he was
Russia.
younger.
See,
So,
I disagree, but I've
Russia,
heard a
I
lot
serve
of
on the
people say that.
Intelligence Committee of the United States Senate. America's intelligence community told us
Now you know who's a bad.
Russia interfered in the election of the President of the United States in 2016 and is playing in 2020.
Oh, yeah,
Christopher
she's
Wray, the
fine.
director of the FBI,
So
said
you're
the
pointing
same.
at Pence?
But
I
Donald
know
Trump, the
that's
commander-in-chief of
bad.
the United States of America,
Does not do it for you.
prefers to take the word of Vladimir
No, it doesn't
Putin
for me.
over the word of the American
Yeah,
intelligence community.
Stop it.
You look at our friends at NATO. He's walked away from agreements. You can talk, look at
Depends
the
like
Iran
what's
nuclear deal, which now has put us in a position where we are less safe because they are building up what might end up being a significant nuclear
His
arsenal.
hair has to be painted on,
We
or
were
it's like
in that,
CGI. It's
guys,
like
we were in the Iran
stiff
nuclear
wear.
deal with friends, with
He
allies.
looks
around the
stiff
country.
wear.
And
like
because of
Brandon's dad.
Donald
And
Trump's
it's so
unilateral
gross.
approach to foreign policy, coupled with his
Is that what his hair look
isolation, he pulled us out and has made America less safe.
Comment down
So
below.
Susan, it's about relationships. And the thing that has always been part of the strength of our nation, in addition to our great military,
They really addressed Susan a lot today. Like, I don't remember, like, Biden and Trump addressing Chris that much.
Because they were too busy walking over him.
Thank you.
True.
Thank you.
Very true, very true.
Senator Harris. Our President, somebody may have to respond.
Well, thank you.
Susan must feel like burdened though. They're like, she must be like, why are they calling me so much?
When Joe Biden was vice
Moderator,
president, they promised
is
to
water
do
wet?
that.
Pets. Susan,
We
I
stood
want to talk
strong
about
with our allies.
That's
NATO is not contributing more to our common defense than before, thanks to President Trump's leadership. We've strengthened our.
Lorenzita
alliance
said,
policy.
men interrupt women significantly more than men interrupting men in professional settings.
Against
And
those
Pence
who
is
would do us
contributing
harm.
to this statistic.
What is that? Where it's like the Mesothelioma.
Oh, Lord, Zita.
If you were a loved one, has someone from
Yeah, if you have a
Mesothelioma?
loved one has been a moderator for a political debate,
President
you
Trump
may be able to receive financial
We respect you.
compensation.
and our
Oh,
armed
you're-
forces destroyed the ISIS caliphate and took
Jaywon
out the
made- how do you say tteokbokki?
Uh-huh.
You want to try some?
Do you want to try some?
Al-Baghdadi was
What is it?
It's just like spicy rice cakes.
for the death of thousands.
Good.
Do we have
Just want
a
to use
fork?
my plate.
Notably
Yeah.
American
There's another
forces
plate
died
over there. I
in
brought some
the
extra
Vietnam.
forks too.
The parents of which are here with us tonight in Salt Lake City. Today,
I made sandwiches too if
two
you
of
want
the ISIS
sandwiches.
killers.
My friend just retweeted Trump.
The
The president just tweeted, my place is doing great.
Jihadi
She
John
is
was
a
killed
cat
in
machine.
She is a catfish?
Yeah.
Oh.
The reality is,
I was
Yeah.
like, she looks alright
when
to
Joe Biden
me.
was vice president, we had
She
an
is very
opportunity
gorgeous to me.
to save Caleb.
Is it gorgeous or
Breaks my
beautiful?
heart to reflect on
She
it,
is
but the
very
military
gorgeous,
came into
gorgeous.
the Oval
I saw
Office.
someone say beautiful, and then they were saying Mandela effect, and then
So they knew
I had
what
like a whole
Caleb
thing
was.
where I was like, yeah, nothing
That
real,
guy
but
that held it.
She is very gorgeous. She is very gorgeous to me.
Killed her. But when Joe Biden was vice president, they hesitated for a month. And when armed forces finally went in, it was clear she'd been moved 2 days
I said, what
earlier.
are they talking about?
And her family says with a heart that broke the heart of every American that if President Donald Trump had been president, they believe Kayla
People
would be
think
alive
his
today.
eyes is.
Thank you,
like-
But we destroyed the ISIS
Oh, what?
caliphate.
Oh, really? Do you get red eyes
And
from
you talk
COVID?
about
Yeah,
re-entering
from
it,
COVID.
but
Oh.
re-nuclear. The last administration
I just
transferred
thought it was
$1.8
faded.
billion
Uh-oh.
to the leading
Comment down below if you
Thank
think he
you.
has
Terrorists.
coronavirus
President
or
Donald
if he has
Trump
pink
got
eye.
us out of the
What is
pandemic.
that one conspiracy?
And
That Bernie
when
Sanders
Osama bin
meme.
Laden was traveling-
I am
What?
once again saying thank you, Vice
There's so
President.
many, because there's just so much
President Donald Trump
sus
took
Thank you, Vice
things going on.
America is
The way I'm
is
censoring
safer, our allies are safer. The American people know President Donald Trump will never have
Thank you, Vice President.
to take action.
Every time
I would like to give
I
Senator
Three
Harris
shots
a
of
chance
them. Every
to
time
respond,
Kamala goes,
but not at such
"Thanks,"
great length because
and
of course
smiles
other
for way
topics.
too long.
But I would like
Come on,
to-
relax.
Yes.
Do it after.
Please go ahead.
She do be smiling a lot.
First of all, to the Mueller family, I know about your daughter's
He looks like
case,
an animal,
and
but I
I'm
can't
so
place
sorry.
it.
I'm so
A
sorry.
gerbil, maybe?
What happened to her
what?
is,
An animal, but I can't place what kind.
and it should have never
It's like a
happened.
gerbil type animal, but not a
A
And I know
gerbil
Joe
type
feels
animal?
the
A
same way.
hamster?
Oh my god, me and my family
And I know
were
that
like really
President
good at
Obama
like
feels the same way.
thinking about what animals people
That
look
I
like.
do that
Um,
with everyone.
And I'm
But you mentioned
really
someone.
good at it.
Let's
I just-
start.
What do you think Mike Pence is?
So.
Comment
after
down
the
below. What
cycle
animal
comes,
do you think Mike Pence
there was
looks
a
like?
terrorist attack on our troops in Iraq.
Click the bell notification
And
and that's it.
Like,
they
subscribe, hit the
suffered
bell for
serious brain
notifications.
injuries. And do you know what Donald Trump dismissed them
It
as?
does. It just wasn't
Lots of
me at this
food.
point.
And this is about a pattern of Donald
That's why-
Trump's, where he has
That's why I
referred
dress like this.
to our men who are serving in our
Just take this
military
out.
as suckers and losers.
She's gonna do the butt.
Donald Trump, who went to
Doesn't
Arlington
even shake his head.
Cemetery
He doesn't even deny it.
and stood above
heard it
the
before.
graves of our fallen heroes.
Oh my god,
Welcome.
we're back to
said,
when
"What's
Donald
in it
Trump
for
made it
them?"
personal and talked about his son.
Because of course, he only
When
thinks
he
about what's in it.
what's it called?
for
When he
him.
called fallen
Let's
soldiers
take
losers, and
what he
then
said
like,
about
okay, but
John
y'all want the
McCain,
Confederate flag so bad, which
a
is
great
the losing
American
flag.
hero.
Making me
And Donald
Make it
Trump
make
says he doesn't deserve to be called a hero
Pivot!
because he was a prisoner of war.
Has Pence
Take,
ever?
and this
No.
Is, this is,
No.
When we talk about-
Tell me what, in my political
Yeah.
science group chat, somebody was
And what
talking
they
about how
care
his
about
wife
and what
makes
they
him wear a
don't care about.
chastity belt.
Public
That's like a
reporting
thing.
that Russia had
What are you laughing
the
about?
heads
We can't say it out loud.
of
Okay.
American soldiers.
Can you send it to me?
right now.
It's
Look up.
somebody puts
Pence
a price on
chastity
your
belt.
head and they will pay it if you are killed.
In
And
the audience.
Donald Trump had talked at least 6 times to Vladimir Putin and never brought up the subject. Joe Biden would never do that. Joe Biden would hold Russia to account.
They remind me of little
It
girls
said,
when
this
defending
is
their
the
boyfriends.
debate.
So
Well,
our
this is
national
like-
security
that's
forces-
I like it.
Sacrifices
He has bigger eyes than
their
who?
lives.
She has bigger hands than you.
Thank you, Senator Harris. This is such an important
Trump
issue.
has
but we
really
have
small
other
hands.
important issues as
Trump's
well.
hands
I wanna
look
make
like
sure
little
we
toy
have-
baby hands. They look like this.
I'm-
You're like, it's very
See,
huge.
it's-
15
They're
seconds.
good.
Because
Well, I gotta
we're
have
trying
more
to
than
keep.
that. Look,
I'm sorry, Vice President.
Oh my God.
More time on this.
Her name is Susan.
What is her background? I think she's just a
Men and
journalist.
women of our armed forces are served.
I'm sorry, Vice
My son
President.
is a
Pence.
captain in the United States Marine
Who does she
Corps.
work for?
My son-in-law is deployed in the United States.
Well, I
Army.
hear her.
More.
His son-in-law
Okay.
is in
I'm just
the
curious.
military.
That's very
President
interesting.
Donald Trump.
Pence looks like Pence looks like Voldemort.
Any
Oh my God.
suggestion
Voldemort.
is ridiculous.
You know, kind
Let-
of.
let me also say-
Look, in this
The American
picture, he
people
does.
deserve- the American people deserve to know.
Oh my God, that's scary.
Joe
Wait, can I show that
Biden-
to our audience?
Your campaigns agreed to the rules for tonight's.
What do you guys
debate
think?
with the
Do you guys think that
Congress.
Pence looks like Voldemort in this
Which
picture?
involves moving from one.
Yeah,
party
take
to
that,
another,
Chris Wallace.
giving roughly equal
Get
time
him,
to both of
Susan.
you, which is what I'm trying very hard to do.
Go right ahead.
So I wanna go
Substitute
ahead
teacher
and move
them.
to the next topic,
Susan's
which
not
is
having
an
it.
important
The next
one,
time she better get
as
up and
the
just
last
smack
topic
them.
was, and that is the Supreme
Wow,
Court.
I wonder if anybody on the
That's
East
like when your
Coast
mom
is
says-
like
On Monday,
staying
the
up this late to watch
Judiciary Committee
this.
is scheduled to open hearings on
Any
the
East Coasters out there?
nomination to the Supreme Court. Senator Harris,
For West Coast
you'll
people
be there
like
as a
us,
member of the committee.
because 6
Her
p.m.
confirmation would cement
Where
the
is
court's
this at?
conservative
This
majority
is at
and make
Utah.
it likely
But-
open
So
to
this is
more
Central Time.
abortion restrictions, even to overturning the landmark.
But because
Roe v.
we're all
Wade.
the like debates,
Access
we're
to
like
abortion
party
would
they
then be
always
up
have
to
to
the
do.
state.
You know, my hand
the
is
national
8 times.
My hand is-
Hence,
time.
You're the former governor of Indiana.
Just
If Roe v.
like when I
Wade
would
is
go to
overturned,
Colorado and back.
I was
Why-
thinking
why-
that, LOL. Natalie agrees
Oh,
with
here
you.
What?
comes
Oh,
the
yeah.
small
should
thing.
ban all abortion. You have 2 minutes, uninterrupted.
Well, thank you for the question, but I'll use a little bit of.
Thank you for the
my time to
question, but
respond to
no.
the very important issue before.
No, with the heart.
The American people deserve to know Qasem Soleimani, the Iranian general, was responsible for the death of hundreds of American service members. When the opportunity came, we saw him headed to
He
Baghdad.
said, question about abortion? No.
You better talk about women and their bodies or I'm gonna
Vince said, I refuse to ever address a
But you
woman.
deserve to know that Joe Biden
Ever.
and Kamala Harris actually criticized.
I
the
simply
decision to take
don't
out
address
Soleimani,
women.
Qasem
Women just don't
Soleimani.
agree with the
question.
Nothing.
It's really inexplicable,
Yeah.
but. with
He
regard to
said
Joe Biden-
abortion-
This proves
No.
my theory that he's mad
His history
faded.
records
Like he has
Joe Biden
no
was
idea what's
president
happening
of
right
the
now.
United States.
He said
It's
Abortion, no thank
absolutely
you.
essential.
Anyways,
What is it?
Anyways, like, I would
Right
never
now.
be alright.
The poll that we should be having is not that does
To protect
like
American
Pence have
citizens.
COVID
That's what
or
the
like
president
red eye.
Trump-
It should be does Pence
Now,
have
with
COVID or is he
regard
just
to the
high
Supreme
out of
Court
his
of the United
mind?
I'm
Oh yeah,
telling
maybe
you.
he's high.
Yeah,
Maybe
looks
that's
like-
why his eyes are
I'm
red.
telling you guys, comment down below.
Comment
if
down
you think
below.
He's high. Let's think. Is it cocaine?
Is it meth?
Is it an
This is really
amphetamine?
Is he that kind of white guy?
Will bring a lifetime
That kind of white
he
guy.
just avoided a whole question about abortion.
He
The
literally
Because he's
Supreme
gonna
Court
be
of the
like,
United States.
it doesn't exist if I
And our
don't.
hope
I cut
is
it.
that here next week, unlike Justice Kavanaugh received with treatment from you and others.
Because
we
he's a
hope she gets
rapist.
fair
yeah,
hearing.
I was just gonna say,
And we particularly hope that we don't see the kind of attacks on her
not that one.
Christian
okay, it's just-
faith that we
It's
saw
just our friends in
before.
Reno.
The Democrat
Yeah, it's just
chairman
our.
of the
But I mean,
Judiciary
it'll
Committee
be up
before,
there still.
When
That wasn't
when
anyone in this
Judge
room.
Barrett was being
But it's the way that he still
confirmed for
hasn't
Court
said
of
anything
Appeals,
about the actual
expressed
question.
concern
I
that
refuse to
the
address women
dogma of
ever.
her
Red
faith
heart.
lived loudly.
Lowercase.
No, with the
The
heart.
Durham,
Is it
Illinois said
abortion?
that it was a
No.
concern.
You can live your faith
Senator, I
as
know one of
loudly
our
as you
judicial
want, as long as you don't
nominees,
live your
you
faith on my
actually
body.
Attacked because they were a member of the Catholic Knights of
See, Amy
Columbus.
is much more tolerant
Just
than I am.
because
Like,
the Knights of
don't.
Columbus were
don't live your faith
pro-life
at all.
leaders.
Thank you, Vice President.
So
Your
my
time
hope
is
is
up.
that when the hearing takes
Didn't
place.
she just say that we gotta move on from the question?
I'm
You
saying
said,
she needs to just
I
get
don't
up
listen
and
to women.
smack
Thank you, Vice
him.
President.
you said, not only do I care about women issues, I also don't
Senator
listen
Harris,
to women.
you're the senator from and former Attorney General of California. So let me ask you a parallel question to the one I posed to the Vice President.
He looks.
If Roe
Wait,
v. Wade
I
is
told this to
overturned,
Ivory earlier.
what would
When a
you want
serial killer skins
California to
someone's
do? Would
face
you want your
and then
home
puts
state
their
to
face
have
on,
no
it
restrictions
fits like
on
that.
access to abortion, and you have uninterrupted.
Thank
I
you,
think it's just the
Susan.
old
First
white
of
man
all,
that age just
Joe
wrong.
Biden and I
He
are
said,
both people of faith.
Abortion? Never heard of her.
And
Anyways,
it's insulting to suggest
Ashley, I
that
said,
we would
if Pence walked by
knock
my
anyone
car, I
for
would
their
lock the
faith.
door.
And in fact, Joe
That's it. Anyway,
is
big
elected.
boobs.
Is Kamala Harris
Second,
also Catholic or
practicing
Christian?
Catholic, as president of the
He
United
said,
States.
abortion?
On the issue of
big
this
boobs.
nomination, Joe and I are very clear, as are the majority of the American people.
Anyway,
We are
child,
27
anyways,
days
so-
before the decision about who will be the next
Pence
president.
after
Isn't
the
it less?
election. Child.
And,
anyways,
you know,
so-
before,
26.
when this conversation has come up, you know, it's been about election year
tell me
or
why I feel like
election
he's the
time.
type to use like a.
We're literally in an election.
Tell me why.
Over 4 million
People are already
have
casting their
voted.
early votes.
People
Vote
are
as
in
early
the
as
process of
possible.
Vote as early as
right now.
Vote
possible.
as
And
early as
so Joe has
possible.
been
We're doing
very
an early
clear.
voting
That's the
kickoff
American
in
people.
Vegas.
Trump
Let
after
the
any
American
question.
people
Anyway,
vote us
so
to
big
White
boobs.
Not Trump,
And
Pence.
then we'll fill that seat on the
Same
United
thing.
States
We
Supreme
both
Court. And
do
to
it.
your point,
We have
Susan,
one
the
brain.
issues before us couldn't be more serious.
Pence
There's
after
the
any
issue of
question
choice,
ever.
and I will always fight for a woman's right to make a decision about her own body. It should be her
Period.
decision and not that of Donald Trump and the Vice President,
Period.
Michael Pence.
Donald Trump and his
But let's
little
also look
friends.
at what else is before the court. It's the Affordable
Look at
Care
his
Act.
eyes.
Like,
Those are so red.
Literally in the midst of
She
a
said
public
literally.
health pandemic,
Literally, love.
when over
Bro.
200
Bro, look at her looking straight into the
people have
camera.
died, and 7 million
Me to you
people.
guys.
The meme of Miley Cyrus with the blue eyes.
Contracted the virus.
We should change that to red.
Yeah.
You know the tweet. This means.
I'm gonna make that right now.
Yes, make it for our Instagram.
For people with pre-existing conditions. This means that over 20 million people will lose your coverage. It means that if you're under the age of 26, you can't stay on your parents' coverage anymore.
The government literally
And
wants you
here's
to
the
die.
thing.
So
The contrast couldn't be more clear.
So just
They're
get
trying to get rid of the Affordable Care
That's
Act.
what you
So
say.
Biden is saying, let's expand
Did you- are
coverage,
you an
let's give you a
insane
choice of a public option or private coverage, let's bring down
Thank you,
premiums,
Senator.
let's lower
Hey, I don't
Anyways,
think judgment.
Thank you, Senator.
That's true leadership.
Yeah, let's just.
Me and my homies don't appreciate it.
Earlier,
Gonna
Vice
take them out?
President Pence said
Would you
the
take them with
president
you?
was committed to maintain protection.
Ask them to
If you want to do some ASMR, we have some friends who love that.
Yeah,
We're
Phil
watching.
likes when people crunch
That would
stuff.
strike down the Affordable Care Act. The president
She's like, I'm
says-
never coming
President
here
Trump
for
says that he's going to protect people with pre-existing conditions, but he has not explained how he would do that. And that was one of the
Almost
toughest
4 years.
messages
Okay, hold this.
when they were passing the Affordable Care Act. So tell us
I like the sound of
specifically,
it, but you
how
like
would your
it.
administration protect Americans with pre-existing conditions have access to affordable insurance if the Affordable Care Act is struck down?
Well, thank you, Susan, but let me just say, addressing your very first question.
Oh, so now you're addressing.
I couldn't be more proud to serve as
So he
vice
knows how to do it,
president.
but he
The
refuses.
president stands without apology for the sanctity of human life. I'm pro-life. I don't apologize for it.
You should.
And this is
It's
another
not
one of
your
those cases
decision
where
to
there's such a
apologize for it in
dramatic
the first place.
contrast.
When he gets pregnant.
Joe Biden and
Then he
Kamala
can do what he
Harris
wants.
support taxpayer funding of abortion all the way up to the moment of birth. Late
No.
term abortion. They want to increase funding to Planned
Tell me
Parenthood
where they said
of
that.
America.
Planned
Now, for
Parenthood
our
does
part,
way
I
more
would
than
Just the
never
way that they
present
scan for
President
cancer and
Trump
other
as
things
the
that are
rule
important, but he
of
just hates women.
Of the
Also,
United States.
not speak,
But,
Planned Parenthood isn't the
we'll
only
continue
thing
to
that,
stand strong for the
like,
right to life.
abortion isn't the only
When
thing
you
we
speak
do.
about
A
the
lot of
Supreme Court,
services
though,
for
I
Planned
think the American
Parenthood
people
go
really
to
deserve an
preventing
answer,
abortions
Senator.
and getting people contraceptives.
Are you and
and
Joe
birth
Biden
control.
going to pack the
They
court?
really will be like, I'm so
Yeah.
pro
Sorry,
life.
I'm really
Yeah.
passionate about that.
Your face is
Sorry, I covered you with some tips.
covering, but Ivory has lots to say about Planned Parenthood.
Because Planned Parenthood does not only do abortions, and a lot of their services prevent abortions. They're providing contraceptives and sex education.
For 150 years, if you don't.
They're like, if you want to
This is
prevent
a classic
abortions,
case of if
you
can't
should
live by the
donate,
rules,
or not donate,
you're gonna
but give
change the
money
rules. Now, you
to
refuse to answer the
services
question.
that
Joe
prevent
Biden has
abortions
refused
and
to
give
answer the
women
question.
help,
I think the
or
American
like
We should
people
expand
really
on
want to know.
contraceptive
If
options.
Judge
Right,
Amy
they're
Coney
literally
improve
Barrett
sex
is on the
education.
Supreme Court of
And
the
also,
United
like,
States,
it also
are
plays
you
into
and
like
Joe Biden,
improving
if somehow
education
you
and
win this
improving
election,
women
going to
in
pack
education
the
and in
Supreme Court to
careers.
get your one?
This
Also,
man.
I'm so glad we went through a little history lesson.
and they said,
Let's do that a
no, cut
little more.
education.
In
It benefits
Planned Parenthood.
Yes,
They said,
Vice President,
cut
I'll
Planned
say
Parenthood,
again.
cut education.
I'm speaking.
But
Oh,
don't
yes.
make more
Speaking.
Oh.
Look at her smile. She's like,
One
I'm
of the,
speaking.
I think,
I'm
political heroes.
That's the
speaking.
smile you give your, like, child
Kamala
about
Harris
adults.
said, kill him with
When you like know they're in
kindness.
trouble.
Abraham Lincoln was up for re-election.
She said,
And it was 27 days before
Not
the
Abe
election.
Lincoln.
And a seat became open on
did
the
you
United
see
States
that girl who
Supreme Court.
was like, you believe in
Abraham
Lincoln,
Lincoln's
but not
party was in
Jesus
charge,
Christ?
not only the White House,
That-
but the Senate.
That was so fun.
But
That
honest Abe
made me think.
said,
I
Not
was
the right thing to do.
concerned. I had many
the American
questions.
people deserve to
Happening
make
in
a
the South
decision
is what my
about
question
who will be
was.
the next president of the United States. And then that
Comment
person
down below if
can
Abe Lincoln's
select
fake.
who will serve for a lifetime on the highest court of our land. And so Joe and I are very clear. The American people are voting right now, and it should be their decision
Who needs a bronzer?
about who will serve on this
That
most
hurts.
important project.
Thank you, Senator Harris.
Because I'm pale, so.
You and Joe Biden are gonna
Not.
pack the Supreme Court if you don't get your way in this nomination.
Let's talk about
You
packing.
once
Come
again
on.
gave a non-answer,
Let's talk
Joe
about
Biden gave a
I'm
non-answer.
trying to answer
I
you
don't
now.
mind
People
any
deserve a straight answer.
Or they just
And if you haven't figured it out
Toby,
yet, the straight
look
answer
out,
is
red.
they are going to pack the Supreme Court if they somehow win this election. And then I will tell you, people
I'm
across this
trying to
country, if you
make
cherish
your
our
eyes
Supreme
red.
Court,
Oh, the
if you
crossword
cherish the
puzzle is ready.
separation of powers, you need to reject the Biden-Harris ticket. Come November the 3rd, re-elect President Donald Trump. We'll stand by that separation of powers in a 9-seat.
I feel like he's the
Yeah,
type
let's talk about
to see like a
packing the court.
Hispanic person and just start saying like
Let's talk
hola,
about
and
that.
he's just like assuming
Yeah,
can't speak
I'm about
English.
So
The way that happens to me
the
so
Trump
often.
Pence administration has been, because I sit on the Senate
I
Judiciary
love
Committee,
being
since
here.
1999,
Hello.
and I've witnessed the appointments, the lifetime appointments
Please,
to
I
the
can't
federal
read
courts, district courts, courts of appeal.
Oh.
People who are
I'm trying to
purely
figure out how to
ideological,
make it,
people
like,
who have been reviewed by legal professional organizations and found to have been
Society.
are substandard. And do you know
Did you want
that
to
of
tell our
the
audience?
50
That's how we
people
do it.
Amy has comments.
Amy has some comments.
President Trump appointed to the Court of Appeals for lifetime appointments, not one is black? This is what they've been doing.
The way you reviewed
Let's
it, look at the
talk about
camera.
court. Let's have that discussion.
All right, thank you, Senator. Let's go on and talk about the issue of racial justice.
I just want the record to reflect she never answered the question.
Let's
But-
go back to you answering about
She
abortion.
said abortion, no.
Thank you, Vice President.
He said,
In March,
let the
Breonna
record
Taylor,
show if he
26-year-old
really
emergency
is
room
one of those,
technician
like,
in Louisville was shot and killed after police
He also
officers
did the
executed a
same
search
thing.
warrant on narcotics investigation local
Men.
to her apartment.
Taylor.
The police said they identified themselves. Taylor's boyfriend said he didn't hear them do that. He used a gun registered to him to fire a shot, which wounded an officer. The officers then fired more than 20 rounds into the apartment. They say they were acting in self-defense. None of them have been indicted in connection with her death.
A breeze blows and comes.
Senator Harris, in the case of Breonna Taylor, was justice done?
You did a good job.
You have 2 minutes.
Really?
I don't believe so. And I've talked with Brianna's mother, Tamika Palmer, and her family. And
Mike Pence said,
her
"Who
family
is this Brianna
deserved
person?"
justice. She was a beautiful young woman.
He's Googling
She
it right
had
now.
as her life goal to become a nurse, and she wanted to become an EMT to first learn what's going on out on the street, so she could then become a nurse and save lives. And her life was taken unjustifiably and tragically and violently.
And then they try to
And
pay
it
off.
just, it brings me
Didn't
to
do anything to the
you know,
officers.
the 8 minutes and 46
I can't wait
seconds
till
that
I'm
America
president.
witnessed, during which an American man
Mike Pence.
was tortured and killed
He said no one.
under the knee of an armed, uniformed police officer. And people around our country of every race,
Why does Mike
of
Pence look like
every
that?
age, of
Like, what
every
facial
gender,
expression is that?
perfect strangers to each other,
Poker face.
marched,
That's what I look like when someone's
shoulder to
explaining
shoulder,
like
arm in
math
arm,
or something to me. Where I'm
fighting
like, but I don't know what's going on.
for us to finally achieve that
You
ideal
know the
of
meme of
equal
the guy holding
justice
the teacup
under
with his
law.
foot, like,
And I was a part of those
that's
peaceful
He looks like
protests.
he's biting his tongue. Like,
And I believe strongly
But it's
that,
like, what is
first
he
of
gonna
all, we are
say?
never gonna condone
can't
violence,
tell.
but we always must fight
go off, Kamala. True.
If you talk
for
about the
the
riots,
values that we hold dear, including the fight to achieve
I'm a
our
white
ideals. And that's why Joe Biden and I have said on this subject, look, and I'm a former career prosecutor. I know what I'm talking about. Bad cops are
Maybe
bad
I
for
wouldn't
good
bring up your
cops.
prosecutor.
We need reform
I'm like,
of
no,
our
it's
policing
good
in America
cops.
and our criminal
No,
justice
she's a
system,
good
which is
cop.
why Joe and I will
Not
immediately
all cops.
ban chokeholds and karate holds.
Not that.
George Floyd would be
Not
alive today
The
if we
whole
did
police
that.
department.
We will require a national register for police
There you
officers
go.
who break the law. We will, on the issue of criminal justice reform, get rid of private prisons and cash bail. And we will decriminalize marijuana, and we will expunge the records of those who have
Thank you,
been
Senator.
convicted of marijuana. This is
Right,
a
so
time
she
for
said the
leadership
opposite
on a
a while ago.
tragic
Yeah, I'm
issue
about to
Senator Harris,
of
flip
honor
the
our
switch,
black
but
people in America.
Thank you, Senator Harris.
anyway,
Flip
big
the
boob.
switch.
Vice President, can somebody pose the same question to you?
This
In the
one
case of
was-
Breonna Taylor,
Biden and Kamala really.
was justice done? You have 2 minutes uninterrupted.
let's see what he has to say.
Well, our heart breaks for the loss of any innocent American life.
Boo.
And the family of Breonna Taylor has our sympathies. But I trust our justice system, a grand jury that refused the evidence.
He lost me there.
And it really is remarkable that as a former prosecutor,
Sometimes I wonder.
you would assume that an
Why do
impaneled
people
grand
speak?
jury looking at all the evidence got it wrong.
They didn't even submit that.
But how do you opinion, Senator?
Eric is leaving the building.
And with regard to
Leaving.
George Floyd, there's no
Eric is
excuse
hiding
for what happened to
There
George
he
Floyd.
goes.
Justice will be served.
Once again, black women.
But there's also
majority
no
of the
excuse for the rioting and looting
There's
that
plenty.
followed. I mean, it really is astonishing.
You can't kill people
Flora
in the
Westbrook
streets and
is
then
with
be
us here
like,
tonight.
don't complain about it though.
I know. They want
Let's do
people to
this
get
ago.
murdered and then be like,
How are you gonna-
It
anyways.
used to be, her salon was burned to the ground
Yes.
by rioters and
Literally,
looters.
Target tweeted and said, I don't care, I
And
can make
Florida
another
is still
Target.
trying
So
The way that
Put her
Target
life back
don't give a
together.
foot.
And I must tell you, this
When the riots
This
happen, Target
presumption
order more like
that you
gallons
hear
of milk
consistently
and make it
yeah,
readily
from Joe
available.
Biden and Kamala Harris,
Target
that,
lowered the prices of
that
milk so
America is
people could buy it for
systemically
tear
racist.
gas. Even though.
And that as Joe
most
Biden
Targets use
said,
for
that
tear
he
gas.
believes that
No.
law enforcement has an implicit bias against
Comment
minorities,
down below if
is a great insult.
I feel like Harris just dropped.
It's
his
not
There's a
It's
fly.
not true.
There's a fly on his head. There's a fly on his head.
The fly said, I'm a distract from the ignorant things that I'm gonna say right now.
The fly said, listen.
There's a fly.
The fly has said less ignorant things than Tenzin.
And it was like- It was
It's
so.
there as he's moving.
You got to
It's not moving.
This proves my theory that he is in fact dead. This is a weekend effort.
It's
he's
not
saying.
moving. I wanna go like-
Kamala Harris just stared at the fly.
Proving public safety and
Kamala
supporting
said,
our
"Is he gonna
African
get
American
Should I
and
go?
even all of our minorities.
But there's
How
a-
funny would it be if she was like, "There's a fly on your head," in the middle of the debate?
It's better if
That would
they
be me
leave
if
it
I
there.
was Kamala. I'd be like, "There's a fly on your head."
Unemployment,
I'd cut him off so fast. I would get up and smack it off his head. Sorry.
Thank you, Vice Chair.
Maybe the fly's
They
dead.
always, when
I
they
will not
discuss
sit here
like
and be
minority
lectured by
groups,
Vice
they
President
won't say minority
on
groups,
what it
they'll just
means
say all
to enforce
Americans.
It's so vibrant because his head is white.
Lion
Twitter is the worst
was
Twitter.
everything from child sexual assault on her.
Oh my god, that's where the
I'm
picture
the
is
only
from.
one on this stage was
Did not
prosecuted
see
for big
that I
banks
showed you.
for taking advantage of America's families. I'm the only one on this stage who prosecuted for profit.
I'm gonna take a picture of me and fly on headpants.
And the reality of this is that we are talking about an election.
It's not moving. Oh my god. Let me see. Let's show this. You can't see. They can't see. There's a fly on his head.
Javon,
I cannot look at the fly.
Ashlyn, Javon, look at.
And then he said,
Look at
when
fly on it.
Hey, thumbs up for the fly on the head.
There's about to be a big witch hunt for flies.
I'm on fly on head
Hey,
TikTok.
the fly on head is
I'm on fly on head TikTok.
Oh, it's gone now. It flew away. No.
This really is a simulation. Comment down below if you think we're living in a simulation.
I said, I'm on fly on head TikTok.
where people were peacefully protesting.
I can't handle
The need
it.
for racial justice.
What does he
Where a
mean,
young woman
not
was
true?
killed,
Honestly,
and on the
I
other
wasn't
side,
listening. I
a
was
woman
too busy
was
looking at the fly.
Yeah, we were distracted by the fly.
If this was their plan, genius.
I think
What
we
I
should
was
just
gonna
tweet
say-
hashtag fly on head. What do you think?
Comment down below if you like the picture of me and the president.
On both sides.
I love how
This is who we have as
they'll
the
never
president of the
say
United States.
minority groups,
America
they'll just be like,
deserves
I want
better.
education
Joe
for
Biden
all
will be
Americans.
All
And it's like,
American.
okay,
Who
well,
brings our country
white Americans
together
do good.
and
It's a y'all are biased.
They're like, what are you gonna do for the
And the
black
fact that
community?
we
And
all
I said,
spend
I
so much
think
more
all
time than
Americans.
what's
Vice President, I'm sorry.
That fly is in danger. Comment down below if you think the fly should go into quarantine.
You know, I think that's one of the things
The
that.
fly smelled
Oh my God.
weed. It was like,
That fly's gonna get all the flies to coronavirus, and then
If there's no more flies.
Just like Senator Harris
no, but
did,
then flies are gonna give.
comments that President Trump and I and others
And there's so
on
many.
our side of the aisle make. I mean,
So we
Senator
got a
Harris
picture with
admitted
it.
that
What should we name it? We should name the fly. Comment down below.
fly.
What you think the name of the fly should be?
ACAB.
now we're calling a cab.
Nazis and white supremacists, and it's done so repeatedly. You're concerned that he doesn't condemn neo-Nazis. President Trump has Jewish grandchildren.
President Trump has a picture.
He
with-
said,
Okay, okay, okay.
there's a black person in my neighborhood. I'm not racist. That's basically what he said.
He said, I got checked out at the grocery store by a black woman before. I'm not racist.
He said, and I only,
Thank you.
And I only called
One
her
time.
the N-word once.
When you were
Hard R.
DA in San Francisco.
Oh man,
when you
it
left
is
office,
spicy. Mhm.
African Americans were 19 times more likely to be prosecuted for minor drug offenses than whites and Hispanics. When you were Attorney General of California,
Thank you,
you
President.
increased the
Where's the fly?
disproportionate
The fly didn't come
incarceration
back.
of
Thank you.
blacks in California.
What's
You
its name
did
again?
nothing on criminal justice reform in
Thank God.
California. You
I
didn't
don't
lift
know.
a finger to pass the first step back on Capitol Hill. I mean, the reality
man, it
is
is
your
spicy.
record
Thank
speaks
you,
for
Vice
itself.
President.
President
Didn't
Trump and I have fought
Trump call all black
for
people that
criminal
anyway, that's-
justice
Yes.
Thank you, Vice President.
The way he, I can't believe he said he has Jewish grandchildren. Like the man,
Thank
was it
you,
not
sir.
like, what, a week and a half ago?
Thank
He was
You
really
know,
like,
there is no
denounced white supremacy, and he was like,
Then the final
Didn't he
issue
call
that
the
we're gonna
neo-Nazis
talk
that were
about tonight,
protesting
and that is
a while
Susan
ago
looks
to very
stressed.
good people?
Hashtag Susan stressed.
the fly should be named
Let me give you
Susan.
30 seconds
Susan?
because
Oh my
we're
God,
running
isn't that, oh wait, no.
First of
What's
all,
the bee's name from the
having
bee
served
movie?
as the
Not
Attorney
Marty, I'm
General of the
tripping.
state
Benny?
of California,
Benny the bee?
Barney?
the work that I did.
Comment
is
down below if you know what the
model
bee
of
is
our
named from the
nation
Bee
needs to
movie.
do, and we will
Is
be
it
able to
literally
do
called the Bee
under
movie?
Yes.
The Joe Biden presidency. Our
We should
Comment
do
down
our
below.
The
agenda
fly movie and it's
includes
just the
what this
fly.
administration is failed to
And that's the
do.
whole movie.
It will be
It's
about
like,
not only
Make a fan cam for the
instituting a
fly.
ban on chokeholds.
She's doing it.
Thank you, Senator.
I would like to go through,
There's a picture with the fly.
Earlier in the hour, and I want to talk about the election itself.
So if I make a
but I
fan
want
cam
to talk
for the fly,
about
that
the
shit-
connection
Like,
between
I have
what
footage.
Joe and I will do and my record.
Oh wait,
Which
send me that
includes,
then. Send
I
me the
was the
live video.
first statewide officer to institute a requirement that
I'm
my
so
agents
excited.
wear body cameras and keep them on
To
full
see the audio.
time. We were the first to initiate a requirement that there be a training for law enforcement on implicit bias, because yes, Joe Biden and I recognize that implicit bias doesn't exist, Mr. Vice President, contrary to what you may believe. We
That
did
you're on
the work
national
of
TV.
instituting reforms that were about investing in reentry. This is the work that we have done and the work we will do going forward. And again, I will not be lectured by the Vice President on our record of what we have done in terms of law enforcement and keeping our communities safe and a commitment to reforming the criminal justice
What do
system
all-
of America.
Thank you,
All
Senator
of these
Harris.
like
I'd like
male
to
politicians
pose
get
the
that like far away
first-
glazed
I'd
over
like
look
to
in their
respond
eye when a
first to
woman's
the
talking. It's
question
so
on our
upsetting.
final topic.
The
election
B movie
itself.
was so cringe.
President Trump several times refused to commit himself to a
So it's
peaceful
just a-
transfer of power after.
So what was the B's
The
name?
If your ticket wins
Debate.
and President
Cultural
Trump
impact.
refuses to
The
accept
debate.
a peaceful transfer of power, what steps would you and Vice President?
Are you ladies
Biden
okay?
take? What would you do?
Irma's getting aggressive. She really likes the B movie.
No. Well,
So I'll tell you, Joe and I are particularly,
You know when you like first get a
proud
boyfriend
of-
and you can't stop talking about
the
it?
coalition
She
that
is
we've
with
built
Joe.
around
They
We're
and
probably
I.
one of the broadest
Joe.
coalitions of
We go
votes
back.
that you've
We go
ever
way
seen
back.
in the
Joe and I were
country.
just talking
Both
like
to support the Democrats,
We're like
but
best
also
buddies.
me and Joe are like this.
independents and Republicans.
Like this.
you know
7
when
members
there's like a
of
best friend who's
President
like
George
closer
W.
to your
Bush's cabinet
like spouse.
for supporting our ticket. We have the support of
Ms. Biden at home like
Colin Powell.
I really wonder, like,
John Kasich,
Aw.
the
over
one thing I
5
got
times,
from working.
generals,
And the
fire
tweet.
generals, and former national security experts.
Be strong.
And I believe that
Comment
they-
if you support
that
Amy.
Joe Biden
It was a
has
tweet and
a
it said,
deep,
effort
deep
goes
seated
both ways. And I quoted
to
and
fight
said, so do
for our
I. And then I just sent it to my
and to
family.
fight for the
That was-
integrity of
Yeah,
our
that was
democracy
it.
and to bring integrity back to the White House.
I didn't even like
And so we
say
believe
anything.
in
I
the
just
American
screenshotted
people.
it and I was like,
We believe in
let me know if you have any
democracy.
questions.
And here's
That's how I was.
everybody.
I tweeted like, I was like, so do I. And all my friends were like,
She said direct your questions to here. And it's like a bogus
And I was like,
You can also
and then
go
like
to
3 months later, I was like, this is my girlfriend. And I
We
was like,
have it within our power in these
No
next
questions.
27 days.
I'm not taking questions
to
at
make the
this time.
decision about what
They were
will
like
be
a cute say that we're
course of
majority
our country
LGBTQ
for
and
the
I'm
next
like,
4
guys.
years. And it is within
Hey, it's
our
Pride
power
Month. We have to
use our
amplify
voice
that.
and we
So
use our
who's
voice.
gonna be on our podcast?
We
Like
will
if you want to see
And
us
we
do
will
a
not-
Well, I already wrote the
Subvert
whole script with
our
Ashton,
democracy.
so
Really?
yeah. And then now we have Ivory's part, and now we just have to finish up Andy's part. And I want you to be in it too because you're the B. We have the L. We have the T from Ashton. We have the G for Andy. You're the B.
You're the Q?
Joe Biden, on the other hand.
I thought you were the
on that
L.
same debate stage,
Oh,
because
then who are we
clearly
gonna have
Donald
for
Trump
the
doesn't
L?
think it's a record, because it's a failed record.
She was like, no.
We need to find an
She
L.
was on lesbian.
Comment
Grindr
down
when it was
below.
called.
If you're lesbian and live in Vegas, comment down below.
Comment down below.
And you want to be in our next podcast.
me on Tinder.
What?
I could join Tinder.
It said me on Tinder.
What would be your role?
If you're lesbian and want to be on the
Comment
podcast.
What would you personally do? You have 2 minutes.
Well, Susan, first and foremost, I think we're gonna run this.
This debate is really long. Like way
Because
longer
of
than
doing that
Joe Biden
without the
coming
podcast.
to us, awful long, but The establishment in
The way that's
Washington,
just
D.C.,
my
an
Twitter.
establishment Joe Biden's been a part of for 47 years. President Donald Trump has launched a movement of everyday Americans from every walk of life.
That's called a cult.
And I have every confidence that those same Americans that delivered that
Tends to
historic
be like,
victory in 2016
Manson started a
is
movement.
key to this president's record, where we rebuild our
Joe
military,
Koresh.
we revive our economy, through
Wake up
Jonestown.
with
tax cuts, and rolling back regulation,
Jonestown
fighting
was
for fair
ahead of
trade, unleashing
the way that
American
he
energy.
would.
We appointed conservatives to our federal courts at every level.
Yeah, mistake number
And
one.
we stood with the men and women of law enforcement every single day. And I think that movement of Americans has only grown stronger in the last 4 years.
The movement of-
When
Some
you
call it
talk about
that,
this,
some call it the KKK. It's like whatever.
I wonder how many fly memes are gonna be on Twitter
So
tomorrow.
Conservative.
So many.
Forever.
By the way, the B was Barry.
That's what it was, Barry.
Barry B. Benson?
Barry B. Benson.
What did I say? Barney?
I said Bart or Barney.
Barney's the dinosaur.
I mean, there were documents released
Oh my
this
God,
week, the CIA.
The purple dinosaur.
Period.
yeah, Demi Lovato was on that.
So what's her name? Selena Gomez.
Those allegations.
Oh, yeah, she was on it with Demi Lovato.
Me and all my homies
We've
watched
all
it.
seen the avalanche, what
I
what
love
put
you.
the country through
I never watched it.
the
but
better
my
part
friends
of
did. Okay,
3
And
years.
Mr. Rogers was
Until
the
it was found
thing.
that there
I
was
love
no
Mr.
obstruction, no
Rogers.
collusion. The case-
Comment down below if you
And
watch
then,
Mr.
Senator Harris,
Rogers.
you and your colleagues in the
Maybe
Congress
I'm too
tried
old.
to impeach the President of the United States over a phone call. And now Hillary Clinton has actually said to Joe Biden that in her words, under no circumstances.
This is where I would
should
take
he
my children if I
concede the
hated
election.
them.
So
I'm
let me
gonna
just say, I
put
think we're
that
gonna
sound
win this
over the
election.
fly.
President Trump and I are fighting every day in courthouses to prevent Joe Biden and Kamala Harris from changing the rules and creating this universal mail-in
Anyways,
vote.
you have
Creating a
TikTok.
massive
Follow
opportunity
TikTok.
for
Okay,
voter
wait.
fraud.
TikTok.
We have a free and fair election.
Like a
We
fake
know,
cam
we have confidence in it,
to the song.
and I believe in all my heart that President Donald Trump's going to be reelected for 4 more
Just
years.
listen to that
You know,
audio with this footage.
I've written all the questions that I've asked tonight, but for the
And it's
final
this footage
question
of the fly.
I'd like to read a question that someone else wrote. The Utah Debate Commission asked students
It
in the
works.
state to write essays
I
about
know.
what they
I gotta
would like
download
to
it.
ask you. And I want to close tonight's debate with the question posed by Brecklin Brown. She's an 8th grader at Springville Junior High in Springville, Utah. And here's what she wrote.
He said
Quote,
her name was Brown? No.
when I watch the news, all I see is arguing between Democrats and Republicans. When I watch the news, all I see is citizen fighting against citizen. When I watch the news, all I see are 2 candidates from opposing parties trying to tear each other down. If our leaders can't get along, how are the citizens supposed to get along? And then
That's
she
so
added,
deep. That's
your
from 8th
I'm like,
grade.
eighth grade?
that
I was
make
like,
all the
That's so
difference
deep.
how
to
can I
bring
get
us
done
together."
like that?
End quote. So to
I was
Kids
like,
these
you
days,
made
they're
the
so
movies
deep.
on
YouTube search bar.
And
Me on
respond
YouTube,
to
2
Brecklin.
girls
Vice
kissing.
Girls kissing, girls holding hands.
Brecklin
I
is a
saw this
wonderful
tweet, it was
question.
like, pretend the
And
thing is the YouTube search
let
bar
me
and
just
you're in
commend
8th
you for
grade, and I was
taking
like,
interest
2
in
girls
public
kissing.
I started following
I need
news
more
when I was
fly
very young.
content.
And in America,
I love fly content.
we
Fly
believe
TikTok
in a
is now
free and
my
open
favorite.
exchange of debate. And we celebrate that.
There is
It's
now
how
a
we
fly on
create
Mike
literally
Pence,
the
and there's
freest and
3
most
different
prosperous
accounts
nation
because there's a 3
in
in
history
the
of the world.
and it says
But
houseflies live for
I
28
will tell you
days. That
that,
means I will get to see the Biden Harris
don't
win the
assume what you're seeing
win the election. Go vote.
You know what? We fumbled the bag. We could have made a Twitter account.
Synonymous
For
with
the
the
flag.
flag.
We did it
Now, I look
live.
at the relationship
Make an
between
account.
Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg,
Fly on head.
late Justice
At
of the
fly on
Religious
head,
Laws
Twitter.
from the Supreme Court.
Wonder if
And the late
Mike Pence
Justice
knows
Anthony
that there was a
Scalia.
fly on his head during the
No.
debate.
They
Do you think
were
he
on
knows?
both
He
Like,
really
he's
is
aware
like,
of it?
he's like,
on the Supreme Court of the
Head
United
empty.
States. One very
On the
liberal,
thoughts.
one very
Fly on.
I wonder if
conservative.
he's like, that's
There was
itchy,
an
but I'm not
enormous
gonna
sense
touch
of
it because
access.
I'm
It's
talking in the
true that
debate right now.
it's
every
itchy. He's like, why am I
We're
here
very
buzzing?
close to society. And here in America, we can disagree. We can debate vigorously, as Senator Harris.
Vigorously.
On this
Boy, your
stage
president
tonight.
was going crazy on him,
But
saying
when
nothing.
the debate is over, we come together as Americans.
I don't think so.
And that's what people do in big cities and small towns all across this country. So I just want to encourage you, Brecklin. I want to tell you that
If
we're
I was
going to
her,
work
I would
every
be
day to have
afraid
government as good as our people.
with him directly.
The American people each
I'd
and
be like,
every
no.
day love a good debate. We love a good argument, but we always come together and are always there for one another.
Thank you.
In times
Anyways,
of
big
need,
boobs,
we
not me.
especially learned that
Thank
through
you.
the difficulties of this year.
Anyways.
Senator Harris, what would you say to Brecklin?
Big balls.
First of all, I love hearing from our young leaders. And when I hear her words, when I hear your words,
In 8th grade, I was trying
Brecklin,
to
I know
follow
our
my
future is bright because
Brooklyn? Is
it is
it?
that perspective on
Probably
who we are
smarter
and
than
who
why.
we
It's
should be.
probably more than you.
That is a sign of leadership. That
Wow.
is something we should all aspire
Comment down
to.
below if you think we're
And that, that brings me to
I know
Joe
a little bit
Biden.
more.
One of the reasons that Joe decided to run
Don't worry, J1, you're not alone.
is after Charlottesville, which we
I don't know
talked
why,
about earlier.
J1, but she's with you.
It so troubled him.
I
and
watched
upset
Mr.
him like it
Rogers
did
for a
all
little
of
bit.
us, that
Yes!
there was that kind of hate and division. What propelled Joe to run for president was to see that
I'm
over
not the
course
only
of
one who
last
watched
4
Mr. Rogers.
years,
And Dragon
what
Tales. Did you guys
Brecklin
watch
described
Dragon
has
I
been
Tales?
love
Yeah.
Dragon Tales.
Joe has a
I wish,
long-standing
I
reputation
wish.
of working
Upon a
across the aisle,
star.
working in a bipartisan way. And that's what he's going to do as president. Joe Biden has a history of lifting people up and fighting for their
Do you
dignity.
ever just feel like,
I mean, you
oh,
have to know
yeah.
Joe's story to know that Joe has known
It's just like
pain,
that fear.
he has
It's
known
just gonna be
suffering,
like 26.
and he has known love. And so Brooklyn, when you think about the future,
Is it
I do
Brooklyn or
believe the
Brooklyn?
future is bright. And it will be because of your leadership,
Tweeting from
and it will be because we fight for each person's voice.
Thank you for getting rid of
through their
the
vote, and we get engaged in this election because you have the ability through your work and through eventually your vote
Thank you.
to
Senator Harris.
determine the future of our country and what its leadership looks like.
Thank you, Senator Harris. Thank you, Vice President. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. We want to thank also the University of Utah for its hospitality, and most of all, our thanks to all the Americans who watched this debate.
Susan looks stressed.
Again, our best
Look at her
wishes for
hair is
quick
disheveled.
recovery
The
to
poor
President
All
woman.
Trump,
disheveled.
the First Lady, and everyone who is battling
Dragon
COVID-19.
tails, dragon tails. Let's come along.
The
for
second
dragon tails.
presidential
Yes,
debate
dragon
is
tails.
next week on
Oh,
October
God.
15th,
Who is
a
that?
town hall style debate in Miami. We hope you'll join us there.
Oh my God, the name of the Twitter crowd is front row seat.
So there you have the two candidates largely refraining from the fireworks, certainly a contrast to President Trump's performance last
Even
week.
this
in the
guy's
first
disappointed
presidential
that we
debate.
fought.
Tonight, it was much more civil. Both candidates clearly
I agree,
did
it
their
was
best
much more
to
civil.
dodge important, serious,
He looks
tough
afraid of his
questions from
wife.
Susan Page, questions that they didn't want to answer. She asked a very good question, Susan Page, I must point out. And Mike Pence, in the process, also learned that it's really impossible to put a positive spin on the administration's record when it comes to coronavirus, with more than 200.
I love this.
In case you're not watching right now, they just showed the spouses and
these words. The greatest failure
Mike
of
Pence's
presidential
wife, Karen, is not wearing a
in the
mask.
history
Karen is
of our
not
country.
wearing a mask. Comment down below if you're not
Oh,
surprised.
is her name Karen?
Yes.
Oh, so she's literally Karen.
She invented
I have to
Karen.
say, I think it was, first of all,
Karen's
a
like up to
normal
her.
debate, a regular debate, not an emotionally abusive session with,
Yeah.
with
That's
somebody
my
who's
ex.
a little unhinged.
I said that's my ex.
Both candidates got in some
That's an
punches. I thought Senator Harris was.
But this was overall like a pretty good
the
debate.
administration's
I mean, love the
effort
fly.
with COVID.
Like,
Love the fly.
Obviously,
Love the fly. That was like the
Pence,
peak.
Going after
What did you
Biden's
all
record
think? Comment
and,
down below
and-
what you
and
think, what you
attacking
thought of
Harris's,
this debate. I
on
thought
the
it was
fringes of her
a
party,
lot
but as
more
we
like
expected, I think
watchable.
there'll
Like
be a lot that
the
Republicans
last
will be
presidential
happy
debate, I
about
was
when it
about
comes
to rip
his
my hair off.
performance. It was
So
more standard.
She is a Karen.
You know, there is,
I kind of
I
missed
think,
the
a
excitement
disparity,
of just like
in terms
wanting
of some of
to
the
just get in there
unanswered
and tell them to
questions.
shut up,
Both of them
but
did a lot
this was
of
okay.
dodging. Harris
this
would
was much
answer
more
the question
tolerant. It
about
reminded me of like the
court
80s.
and that's significant, and Biden and Harris should answer it. But on the other hand, Pence wouldn't answer the question about why the U.S. death rate from COVID is so much worse than any other
He
wealthy
answered half the
country.
question.
He didn't
And he
answer
wouldn't
a
commit to
single
peaceful
thing.
transfer
They said, "How's your
of
day?" He
power.
said,
So
"Uh-huh."
while they both dodged questions, I can't help but think these ones that Pence dodged are somewhat more significant.
And I can add another one to that that's very significant. He wouldn't answer
What's it like to
how
be a Trump
a
supporter?
second term
How are
of
you
the
okay
Trump
not getting
administration
Can I
would
retweet
preserve
Aaron
pre-existing
for-
condition
Can I retweet Aaron
promises
Which
that
account?
is under Obamacare, which they're trying to do away with in the court. I agree with you. Our hearts are racing a little bit less.
Natalie's like, oh man, she is a Karen.
She's the Karen.
It was really
She's
She's
final
the
Karen.
OG Karen.
to see
She's the boss to
Actually,
finally get to the last level.
Do it.
almost at every question.
Really?
Not answering the question and not going back to actually follow up on the question.
See, what
Kamala
they're doing
Harris
is basically
was
what we're
more,
doing, but not as fun. 'cause they're not
respectful of the questions and tried to answer the questions. I'm not sure if that got her anywhere. I do think at the end of the day, Mike Pence did what he needed
You're
to
making
do,
us so
maybe and
nice.
then some, and same
You're all
with
the
Senator
right
Harris.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we, as we all have covered Mike Pence, we know that this is his superpower as an interviewee. He often just completely disregards the question and answers the way that he thinks is best. But in the context of this debate, it really did create this imbalance between the two of them. And I do think that Harris missed some opportunities here to push back at opportunities when Pence took them, even when it wasn't his turn, and then he was given time to go over by 30 seconds here, 45 seconds there. I mean, these are technicalities, but in the moment, what it means is that you felt like you got more talking time from Pence.
And as interviewers, all three of us, it was definitely frustrating to hear the question and then not hear a
They
follow-up
discussed the
when
fly.
Can
both
they
of them,
discuss
Mike
the fly?
Mike Pence didn't answer the question at all.
He's
Went
the real star of the
completely
debate.
in a different direction.
And so something also that I think we can't ignore is the concept of gender. And we're so used to seeing white men, but definitely men on the stage when it comes to being on a ticket. Senator Harris is only the third woman to be on the ticket. The first one was in 1984 with Geraldine Ferraro, and we had to wait till, I'm sorry, she's the fourth. And then 2008, Sarah Palin, 2016. And I wonder if a woman
You forgot about Sarah Palin? How could you forget?
push as much or steamroll as much as, say, Mike Pence can for fear of
Hillary Clinton.
This is gonna be a funny like SNL segment with the fly.
I'm not saying
Like, it's like a massive fly.
Well, I'll tell you this, and Abby, I want to get your thoughts on this. I was texting with a friend.
Do you guys have
who
any
is
final
African
comments?
American,
Oh,
and
long message.
saying, do you think that she's
My big two boys.
kind of
Pence
letting
avoided the
some
questions
things
about
go,
climate change and
in a
continued
way
to
that
push a
maybe
false
she
narrative,
shouldn't?
citing a
And the answer
relationship
was,
between
"Are
the
you
decline
kidding
of
me?
industries
You
that
know that
harm
she's
the
a black
environment
woman.
with
She
a
has
decrease
to
in the number of
kind of pull her
available jobs."
punches on that. And I'm not sure
Harris
that's true.
took
I mean, she was
a huge
tough,
step in
and
unveiling
she
her prison
certainly had her
reform
moments.
foci,
But there were times
which will be
when
interesting to see
maybe
how
there
she
could
will
have been more
execute. Props to her
follow-up.
for fighting for
And I don't
humanity
know if
and not
that's
the
something that was
economy.
going
But
through
now
her head or
Eric
not. I hope it
awkwardly
wasn't.
clarified,
You know,
"Oh, we are
this is
definitely
something
going
I'm
to track."
sure, you know, for
know
every
fucking was
woman in
bad.
politics, and particularly Black women, there is
And it was
this line that you have to
Well,
thread. You know, I was also
I'm interested to
texting with
see
people
if
close to her,
there's
you know, who looked
what
at
the
this
memes
and
are
kind
gonna
of
look
felt
like
like Pence
tomorrow
was
with the
taking
fly.
advantage
Anything
of the
else
rules,
you guys are interested in
of the
for
fact that he was able
tomorrow
to just fly
or the
and
upcoming
perhaps she
debates?
should have
I'm
pushed
ready
back
for
in
the
certain
next one. I'm
ways. I
excited
think
to see
that's where
what they
debate
do
prep
next.
comes in.
I think
There
they
are
should do a
ways to
Zoom
do it,
debate.
in ways that don't
Honestly,
sort of
like mute
present
like
in a
mute the
certain way,
mics.
but
No, I
this
think
is a
it'll be
line
better
that
with muting the
only
mics.
women really have to
Yeah, in
thread.
fairness, there she didn't
Alright,
get
have a
lot
good
of
night,
help from the
everyone.
moderation. Susan Page, she was very by the book.
There was a
She followed